Hello everyone, welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. I'm Rob.
I'm Mel.
And we're here to talk about Disney Lorcana 2023. We're back. We're back.
We're back.
This is part of it behind us. Part of Gen Con. It's Gen Con 2023. Just rolling. But if you were there, even if you weren't interested, Disney Lorcana was the most mentioned thing at all from the con on social media, overhearing conversations. Disney Lorcana was the hot game. You can go now.
Oh, if that's all that people want to know?
That's all they want to know. Is like, what game was the most exciting thing? What do I need to buy? What release there that I need to care about now? Yeah, that's it. You're good. See ya. Bye. Thanks for watching. But yes. But yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
It was.
Yeah. King Lion says, I feel bad for the booths around Ravensburger. I don't, because they actually had people looking at their booths that normally wouldn't. There were a lot of lame booths that were right next to the Ravensburger. Like, it was the family fun pavilion, and the quality of some of those games there that I see, the same games every year at some of those booths. I won't mention those publishers. I mean, I could if I remembered them, but they're very forgettable. They were dead. Those booths are always dead, and the fact that they had people like in front of their booths staring at their booths and their product was like free eyeballs, and that's priceless at Gen Con. Companies give away free promos, they leave stuff around the con, they pay to have themselves in the coupon book, the guide on the internet. They pay tons of money begging you to come to their booth at Gen Con, because booths are expensive, and people's eyeballs are very expensive to get your eyeballs on at Gen Con. So much other stuff there, but yeah, so I don't feel bad for any of them, because it was definitely a positive thing for the con overall. We'll talk more about that later.
I guess I understand what you're saying, though, is like people may have avoided those areas if they weren't.
Not after they organize things, no. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Maybe the first day, yes.
Yeah.
First day a little crazy, but again, some of those vendors right next to them had people in line before the hall opened to get product and then try to sell product at their booths later. So don't really feel bad for them at all. Yeah. Especially when they're selling Lorcana packs for $25 a pack at their booth. And they were able to buy one before anybody because they cheated, which pissed me off. And a lot of people actually, I saw people posting online, they were freaking out. They were like, what the hell? Am I the only one that saw all the vendors that like had people from their booth sneak in line before anyone got in the hall?
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
That's a scumbag move. We all know that. I ranted about that already on a previous stream. If you are new here, or if this is the first stream for Gen Con 2023 you tune into on the channel, we have a playlist down below where we plan Gen Con. We talked about tips for Gen Con. We vlogged a little bit from Gen Con, streamed from Gen Con, played some live demos from Gen Con. So some of that stuff that happened in those streams, I'm going to leave in those streams, and we're not going to repeat today. And some stuff we'll just recap slightly. But the biggest thing I came back with from Gen Con was a little known thing called con crud. So I'm sucking on cough candies right now. I pump myself with Tylenol sinus because my nose won't stop running, my throat's tickling. And that's why we didn't stream yesterday, because I was like, it was driving me nuts. I'm like, maybe I'll sleep it off. But I just do not feel 100%, as happens almost every single year I come back from Gen Con, except for last year when I wore a mask the whole time.
Which you did debate, right?
Yeah, beforehand. I did debate it for this purpose, but it's survivable. I'll just try to keep this stream relatively short, because we are streaming later, Witcher the Old World, playing it for the second time. We have Kyle coming over, so I need to relearn that game, which we started last night. I started reading some rules, watching some videos, whatever. And reading about expansions. So we're going to play that game again later tonight with Kyle. So he's never played before, so hopefully he does a little research before coming, but we're going to teach him before the stream, and hopefully on the stream a little bit, and we're going to play that tonight. So I'm a little more worried about that right now, getting ready for that. So we're going to keep this kind of, because I have to set up the studio that we're in right now to fit that 3-player playthrough. So that's kind of what my focus is at. So we're just going to do a little recap, just like we did last year. Kind of go over anything we didn't talk about on streams, maybe highlight a few things that didn't get mentioned on streams. You guys can ask questions later, and we'll go over our hall member, Spencer S. 26 months, says, welcome back, we missed you.
Oh, thank you so much.
No
26
problem.
months. Thank you.
Thank you for the long-term support, Spencer. Much appreciated.
We missed you guys too.
Yeah, but some of you were there the whole time with us, joining us on live streams from the show floor. We were streaming.
Some have.
Yep, we were streaming out of Lucas Oil Stadium, which is behind us right there, which they increased the floor print, which this is a picture I took from Gen Con to show that if you see beside Mel's head over here, right there, this year they actually moved back the bleachers and expanded the floor of gaming. And I mentioned it before in one of our pre-Gen Con streams, But see these like VIP booths all along this little row right here under the signage and over here. They were actually, those were available on Gen Con for events and publisher things and whatever. So they were slowly taking over the entire convention.
Using all the space they have available,
yeah.
which is great.
I don't know how much further those bleachers can go back, but yeah, they were definitely, it definitely spread and more of the floor was being used for gaming space. You can see behind us there. It was way more going on, way more packed. And we'll talk about that. So yeah, we'll just recap. We'll go over our haul, kind of what we grabbed there. Do a little recap about things. And then again, like just answer some questions, anything for those that maybe weren't during the streams as we're updating you guys during the con. Yogi's been a member for 10 months. Thank you for the super chat. Says mind virus. Uh-oh. I may have got the mind bug. Stay tuned.
Yogi, thank you.
Thank you, Yogi.
Yes, we did survive.
All right. But yeah, it's totally my fault for the con crud thing. Sleeping like 5-ish hours most nights. And not the best sleeps either, like getting up multiple times, like obviously tons of walking. We went further into the con, like the open gaming was in the JW Marriott. We don't normally go there for any events or anything. We usually hang out in the gaming hall, exhibit hall, walk to our car, whatever. Sometimes get a little shuttle, but a lot of walking this year, more than usual. Also went into Lucas Oil, I think more than usual, going up and down escalators and things. Sorry, I should be more correct. Escalators that were not on, so basically stairs.
Yeah.
Some of them. So yeah, just tons more walking and exercise than I'm used to all year, of course, even though I tried to prepare for it by walking for weeks before Gen Con, preparing myself for that.
I feel like nothing can really prepare you, though.
No, it can't.
Unless you're like on your feet all day, all the time.
Yep. It all started from getting up early for the Lorcana, filming the line, which ended up being getting in the line and jumping into the excitement.
I feel like it started the day before.
Oh yeah, the day before.
Because we got up early.
Yes, we did get up early, yeah. Yeah, there's a few things, yeah. But yeah, it all just snowballed and kept snowballing, and like I just kept getting more exhausted as the days go on, and it just beat me up. And then your immune system drops and just says, "Come on in, viruses, come on in, get this weak human, take him over." So yeah, I came back the first day we're driving home, and I'm like, man, my throat's scratchy. Uh-oh, here it comes again, like every other year. Alexis says, as a member of 19 months with a super chat, says, missed the streams, but glad you're back. Hopefully I get to go to a Gen Con one year.
Thank you.
That'd be cool.
We're glad we're back too.
Yeah.
Hope to meet you one year as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely cool meeting everyone for sure. But yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, it is crazy to think that, like Stacey's bringing it up, that I think they're using Lucas Oil Stadium for the swim trials for the 2024 Olympics.
Like right now?
Well, I don't know when. Stacey has, just to think they will put Olympic-sized diving wells and pools in Lucas Oil Stadium soon.
Really?
For the 2024 Olympic swim trials, which I did hear someone talking about that when we were there. So it's crazy to think that we were just playing games on there and then they're going to be using it for swimming. Yeah, it's crazy. I would love to see photos of that.
Yeah, that's cool. Or watch it.
Yeah.
Be like, whoa, I was streaming a box break right there, like a booster box opening right there where that person's diving into a pool.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool. We're playing some Lorcana right over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's neat. Neat. Yeah, that's cool. Was it the men's restrooms? No. The restrooms are not bad this year, actually. They definitely listened to the complaints for sure. I noticed a definite uptick in cleanliness, and it was also noted online. I noticed others were saying the same thing. Plus, a few tipsters gave us some washroom tips on where some good washrooms were. So I used those a couple times too. But even the ones in the tournament areas were like not bad. They were busy, but like not bad. And I did see staff in there multiple times, even on the weekend, cleaning it up and stuff. So I was quite impressed. But maybe that's not the experience everywhere in the con, because it's big and I'm not everywhere. So I don't know, but yeah. Oh, some of them were bad, says King Lion. Oh, okay. Yeah, I find it's hit or miss, but there are washrooms that we use every year because they're by the tournament areas in the gaming hall. And there's a set of them along the walls. And like, no matter which one you go into, each day it's just worse and worse. But at least there are people cleaning in there. They weren't like perfect, mind you, but usually I just feel like they just get destroyed on the weekend and no one's to be seen anywhere. Brian S with the Super chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for the donation. Says to help buy cough syrup and Ricola.
Yeah. I did buy cough candies yesterday.
We did,
for her,
yeah. Mel went to the store and bought some more, stocking up for the upcoming winter, where I'm sure we'll be getting coughs and tickles and runny noses as we're streaming. So we got to stock up every year on that stuff and go buy it in the summer when it's all available before it runs out.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you so much. Yes, we did definitely buy some of that. All right. What else? What else? I don't even know where to start. But yeah. So, a good thing to recap Gen Con with is the standard press release post Gen Con talking about attendance and things. So Gen Con broke an attendance record in 2023 as it marks its 20th year in Indianapolis, which I missed. There was an article about that before Gen Con. We were talking on our pre-Gen Con streams. I didn't realize until somebody told me at Gen Con that it was the 20th year in Indianapolis.
Oh, I didn't realize that either.
Yeah, it was that's cool. Yeah, and Gen Con's been around for 55 years or something like that. I didn't realize 20 of them had already been in Indy. So it says the annual tabletop gaming convention extends its stay in Indianapolis. So they signed a contract after this year. So I guess they felt good enough with what Indianapolis presented this year to actually extend their deal to 2030. So for the next 7 years, it's locked in. The weekends are locked. It's happening. Hotels are ready. They're building hotels currently. They're doing construction down there to prepare for the expansion. So yeah, they're definitely growing the city to accommodate the growth of Gen Con. So, but yeah, and it's basically, they set a record based on, and the biggest year ever was 2019, pre-COVID pandemic. So it is the only con in the tabletop gaming convention space, supposedly, so far, that has bounced back to pre-COVID numbers plus. So supposedly, like, Origins is still double-digit decline in attendance this year, and that only happened 6 weeks before Gen Con. So they haven't been able to recover. So Gen Con already recovered and more post-pandemic, which is crazy. It's like not a thing. So we'll see how Essen does this year, but yeah, it was pretty nuts. The gamers are back post-pandemic as Gen Con, the largest and longest-running tabletop gaming convention in North America, hosted over 70,000 unique attendees at Gen Con Indy 2023. The event, held August 3rd to 7th at the ICC and Lucas Oil Stadium, features the best 4 days in gaming, providing fans with a complete gaming experience beyond breaking attendance records. Gen Con generated nearly, this is the craziest thing, $75 million in economic impact for restaurants, hotels, and other local businesses in Indianapolis in 2023. Now you see why the city wants to lock them in for years to come.
Yeah.
$75 million of board game geeks like us spending on hotels, tipping Ubers, like going to restaurants, going crazy, buying food, like shops.
Parking garages.
Parking garages,
malls.
Malls, shopping, eating.
Yep.
All of it. Crazy. Plus all the publishers that go to the con and then sponsor local restaurants. So they like pay to have them retheme their restaurants and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And rent out areas to demo things and rent out the theaters and all these crazy things.
Do you know if Gen Con ever puts out an exact number? Like, you see how they say it posted over 70,000? No, they don't. They just, okay. I
don't think so. Marking the 20th anniversary in Indy, Gen Con is announcing that it officially extended its contract with the city through 2030. Adam, member for a year.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Adam. Says, welcome back. I hope you are well-ish, and thank you for your streams of Star Wars and Elder Scrolls. Goodbye, money. LOL.
Oh, no. You got some time on both of those, I guess.
Yeah.
You can save up for them.
Yes. Save. There's no surprise, okay? Yes. Elder Scrolls seems like it's on a solid projection, a good path to be like, a better kind of, not a better Too Many Bones, but a Too Many Bones, I feel, where they've like learned from it and all their gaming knowledge over releasing many games over the years. It seems like, they're maturing. So hopefully the game feels like a more mature state than like Too Many Bones does, So if that's the case, that's great. If it doesn't, oh well. It still will be solid, I'm sure. And yeah, Star Wars, man, I don't know. Maybe just a very good demo to me, or just tickles my interests more. Yeah, really am excited for that one. That's probably the one I've been talking about the most that I want more of, to be honest. But again, it could end up stinking once we get the card pool of the games out. It could suck and people don't like it. Who knows? But I had fun with the demo I had. I wanted to do more. And I could have. I learned later, like, there were always open tables. They purposely set up a whole bunch of tables that didn't have event tickets for Star Wars Unlimited, the CCG. And because they purposely wanted to take walk-ups. So they paid contractors or vendors, not vendors, like contractors or whatever, volunteers, not volunteers, like they get paid, I'm pretty sure still. To just sit there waiting for people to walk up, go, oh, what is this? And they're like, oh, do you want to demo it? Come on and sit down. They were doing it at their booth and in the event area, which I thought was very classy. Like we even walked up for 5 o'clock, half hour early to set up a stream. And they were like, hey, there's people ready. You want to sit down? You want to sit down over here, learn the game? We're like, actually, we're good for 5, but they still let us start early and everything. And there's people just standing there waiting to like accept people walking by to show their game off. I thought that was very cool. But yeah, supposedly you could have just demoed it again and again and again if you wanted to. And they were totally letting people do that.
That's cool.
Which was cool until it got full, obviously. Because the demos weren't really long, which was nice. 20 years ago when Gen Con first came to Indy, they were a 20,000 person hobby gaming show. Now it's 70,000. 570 game publishers and vendors. Attendees, oh yeah, the events went over 20,000 ticketed events were in the system right before Gen Con. Like it hit over the 20,000 mark, which I think is a record also. And that's everything from like all that weird stuff we looked at in the event stream. So they listed here: board games, card games, role-playing games, comedy shows, live musical performances, seminars, the annual costume contest, film festival, and more. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. Concurrently with the in-person convention, over 700 virtual games and events were held through the convention's Gen Con Online program. So if you couldn't make it, there was stuff for you. And they raised some money for charity, as they do every year. I don't know. That's all we got here in this press release. I don't want to read it all word by word, but that's crazy. That's good to hear. People expect a dip. I was reading online. People expect a dip next year in attendance, unless there's something equivalent to Disney Lorcana launching there. There's a rumor from some employees behind the scenes have let some people know that roughly Disney Lorcana, 10 to 20-ish%, somewhere in there, they estimate badges, whether they were single-day badges, multi-day badges, or whatever, were there just for Lorcana. Like it drove them to buy tickets and appear.
Which we did see. We were waiting in line in front of somebody that had only Thursday badges. We were waiting in front with them on Thursday.
Adam Morris, thank you for the donation.
Thank you.
It says in the super chat for OJ. I don't know OJ Simpson, but I'll try to get him to start part of the donation. Cough drops and cough syrup. Feel 100% ASAP so we can get you streaming all your cool haul. I know.
I know. That's a problem.
That's a stress. Coming back, not feeling well. I'm like, damn it. I need to get into more streams, but you need to recover after Gen Con. Like we literally should take like 3 days off after Gen Con. I say this every year and then we never do it. And I'm always like, this year even I was like, we should do our recap video before we leave in the hall. We're going to do it so that we don't have to worry about coming back and wrapping it up.
Right. And
just show you our haul there. So like we're good. But then we do stop on the way home and maybe pick up some games at stores and stuff. So we like to throw those in as part of our trip haul, you know, kind of thing.
Yep.
But yeah, I was going to stream yesterday, our first full day back, but then I was like, no, I got to rest. But yes, and we're streaming only tonight because it's Kyle's only night available. But I would have loved to delay it, but then I want to play Witcher and I want to play with Kyle and we miss Kyle. So
yep.
I'll pop all the cough candies and syrup and stuff and we'll make it through it. But I apologize if you're looking for the 100% Witcher playthrough. This might not be the one, but we're going to have fun dabbling with we're going to put in some of the expansion content too, just a little bit, and we'll have some fun with it. But yeah, otherwise I would have delayed that a few days, but yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you, Adam. All right. Let's see. We should, I guess, just start going over our haul, and then we can kind of, or maybe we'll talk about a few things. Let's talk about a few things.
Okay.
We're going to wait for others to show up too. So like, it'll kind of buy some time for people who got the notification and all that. But yeah. We'll just give a quick, so we did a day 1 recap stream from Gen Con. So we talked about stuff of our day 1 experience. So I don't want to go too much into that. We did that in that stream. We also did a day 2 and 3 in the same stream because we didn't get a chance to stream a day 2 recap. That was a pretty busy day. But we did a day 2 and 3 recap going over everything we kind of did and experienced fresh from the con, so we remember things. And then this is kind of our like final overview / haul. So we'll kind of talk about the last things. But again, we literally streamed. We were playing Disney Lorcana in Lucas Oil Stadium right up until the con closed at 4 p.m. on Sunday, which I learned they do not push you out. Normally we're in the exhibit hall when that happens. And then we slowly make our way out of the convention after but they don't like shut down the power until you get out, but they kind of like hint, get out.
Yeah, they're like slowly cleaning up.
But I did learn, Mel said online after, people were still looking for gaming, and I've never noticed people to really be like, oh, we don't want to finish the con, who's around still? Most people are fly out or leave on Sunday in the day, but
some people, due to flights and schedule, they don't fly out till Monday, or they don't leave Monday. Yeah, exactly, or they're local. Yep. So there's people that were still looking for other people to game with on Sunday after the con closed, because it closed at 4 o'clock. So I saw a couple people posting that they were in the JW open gaming area where we actually streamed from on Saturday, and they don't close that. So people can still continue to game and meet up there and chat with friends and just have somewhere else to play. Yeah, I'm not sure what time they kick people out of there. If you were there, if you were in the open gaming on Sunday after 4 p.m., what time were they still open and letting people game in there? I do know Gen Con employees are still there fully the next day, dismantling and packing and all that. And we saw at our hotel the next morning. We decided to stay one day later. We've never done that before. We usually leave sometime between 2 and 4 p.m. Usually we start our drive home. Our 8 to 10 plus hour drive home, depending on how many times we stop, or accidents or deaths on the highway and things, crazy stuff. But yeah, I'm curious. So we stayed late, but the next morning in our hotel, we're eating breakfast, and there's tons of people still there. I see all the license plate. They're in the breakfast area, all talking about their Gen Con experience. And yeah, there's still people around that were starting their drive home the next day and things. So it was cool to see that we're not the only crazies that stay till the very end and stay there that night. Which was kind of neat. Well, even when we got back to our hotel on Sunday, there was people gaming in the lobby as well on Sunday. Yeah. So yeah, cool. That was cool. Yeah, we got back at like 5-ish to our hotel, and it was like, whoa, there was somebody like every day playing Lord of the Rings LCG with like all the old expansions, like tons of old deluxe boxes and everything. There's like 2 guys or 3 guys, I think, maybe it was 2 or 3, I can't remember. 2 or 3, that every night we got back to our hotel, no matter if we got back to our hotel at 8 or got back to our hotel at 10 something, they were always there playing on a big table. The same table every time. Same table every time in like the restaurant area. It's a big table too. And they had the game all spread out, big mat and everything. They were doing it big. Yeah, they were probably doing a campaign or whatever with their friends. One night though, I remember there was a guy just like unboxing Disney Lorcana packs on the table. And I'm like, hey, did you pull an Enchanted? And the guy's like, what? I'm like, what did you say? I'm like, I'm asking you, did you pull an Enchanted card out of there? He's like, no, not yet. But he's just like opening packs, sitting at a table. But yeah, there's tons of gaming going on in the hotels everywhere, which is so cool to see the whole city taken over with gaming. But yeah, we stayed right to the end, and we were leaving at 4. Like I packed up the stream. And in Lucas Oil, when we're walking out, there's still people fully in a board game, just on a table playing, no rush. They don't want to leave. They don't care. And the people working there were just slowly packing up. It didn't seem like they cared. So I wonder how long you could stay in Lucas Oil playing games for after 4. I assume they're going to start kicking everyone out, but it didn't seem like they really pressure anyone to leave at that time. And yeah, I wonder how long the open gaming is open for, because next year, if that open gaming thing is normal, man, I don't see why we don't just hang out and stay that extra day again, and we just stream from there. Yeah. In the evening after the hall closes, we can just go there and game and hang out and wind our con down for anyone who's still there. I think that's kind of neat. And I'm probably pretty quiet in that room too, which is good for streaming and Wi-Fi and all that stuff. So it was surprising in Lucas Oil. You could see or hear the dip as it started getting closer and closer to 4 o'clock. Like it was kind of like loud and there was noise and people when we started streaming, and then by the end, it was almost like it was not silent, but like low murmurs, which was so weird. And that's where the gaming library is. So if you get tickets, you can like check out games there and play. So there was like a lot of people still playing, but Janice said they stopped checking out games at a certain time, but there's still people in there playing games and that, their own games and stuff too, which was cool to see. Yeah. Right till the end. But yeah, that's like kind of how it ended. For us. And they don't do any kind of overhead like Gen Con is over in Lucas Oil like we thought they might have.
Yeah, I thought they would have been on
So
the
that was a little bit sad. When you're in the exhibit hall, they do have announcements letting you know, like, thank you for attending Gen Con. We'll see you next year, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Nothing.
and everyone cheers. Everyone claps and cheers. The whole room gets all excited and sad at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lucas Oil just went quiet, and people slowly start cleaning up, and all you can hear is some people still playing games, some tournaments still cheering, and
yeah. But it's a cool place to game.
Yeah,
for
definitely.
sure.
Yeah. So overall, yeah, I don't know. It was really like my thoughts on the con as a whole. Was I think the only reason, based on rumors and numbers and stuff, the only reason it bounced back to above pre-COVID numbers, like in 2019, was because of Disney Lorcana and the 10 to 20% of people that only went there for that, like you said, in line. That was like our first experience at the con was Disney Lorcana. We knew it was going to be hot there. When we were buying event tickets, we made sure to buy multiple just in case. We wanted to make sure we could check out this game because it's kind of cool to get involved in the hot game and know about it in advance. Sometimes Gen Cons in past years, nobody knows what the hot game is going to be. There's like a few, and then people try them, and some games just don't sell out and nobody cares because there's no word of mouth or anything. And then sometimes there's games that people thought maybe will be hot, become super hot. And supposedly that did happen this year with a few games. I did hear about that for sure with a couple, but there were some publishers saying that because of the unexpected attendance bump that they didn't think was coming, they assumed it was going to be a little bit more than last year. They assumed it would kind of get in close to pre-COVID numbers, but there's many publishers that didn't bring enough copies of any kind of game that they would sell there because they were assuming less attendance. And these publishers, actually, a bunch of them paid for overnight shipping on more crates of games to have there for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, last minute. And that, to pay that kind of stuff is through the nose. But they were like, it was worth it for them to have product at their booth to keep people coming back to satisfy the gamers. So that was supposedly a common thing where publishers and booth vendors and stuff were completely caught off guard with the amount of traffic and eyeballs and the attendance, which was crazy. And during the con, 4-day badges and Saturday badges sold out like during the con, which is interesting. And I don't know, like the internet nowadays and social media kind of makes things move fast, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was how Disney Lorcana and Ravensburger and stuff on all their official Disney accounts were talking about Gen Con and the lineup and correcting the lineup and how to get product. Because if anyone knows Disney releases, I was told all about it while we were in line and stuff, was Disney releases stuff and it has rabid fans and they pay attention and they want to kill each other for product. So the fact that people get stuff early and there was scalping, there was things going up on eBay and people are seeing that, whoa, if I could get some of this product, I could make money on it. So I don't know if you can make money when you're going to Indianapolis, buying a badge, waiting in line for 16 hours, all that kind of stupid stuff. But there were people who were so diehard that I'm sure they heard about the release, they knew friends that were there, and they said, hey, you're able to line up and get stuff Friday, Saturday, and Sunday if you're here. I would not be surprised if that sold a bunch of badges because people heard online and thought, I live a couple hours away. I'm off on the weekend. I can come down. And boom, badges sold out for Saturday. And you might be looking at me sitting from your computer or whatever in another country, and you're like, dude, this guy keeps mentioning this Disney Arcana, and I've never heard about it, and it's not that big of a deal. But man, it's the mix of like, it's a Magic the Gathering, mixed with the Disney IP, basically is what it is, if you've never heard of it. But I have never seen a rabid launch like that one before at Gen Con, and I've been going for 10 years. I know like Netrunner was a big one, and what was that other one you mentioned that we were...
L5R.
L5R was pretty crazy, but still organized. And there have been some RPG releases and things like that there that supposedly were pretty hot and needed like, lines to get shut down by the fire marshal and stuff. But it was seriously the hot thing, and it was on everyone's mouth. Everyone was interested. Even people who don't play it were like coming up and asking about the line and how the experience was, and were debating getting involved, and like they weren't interested in card games, but like their kids were interested, or their wife was interested, or like their family back home was interested, or they read online that it was the new hotness. And like it was crazy how it was mentioned in everyone's mouth there the whole time. And again, we were going there knowing that it was going to be pretty hot, and that's why we signed up for events, just to get some starter decks and try it out. But I tell you, man, we went down early to film. We got up early, and I even said, like, should we do this? But we got up, and I was awake that morning of the first day, and we've gone early before, but never this early, to line up and do not run for exclusive things. But when I got there and saw the crazy lineup, when I woke up and saw on social media that people are actually waiting outside of the hall with security and police, and they were crowding up, and people are getting off their airplanes in the middle of the night and going right to the convention, not going to their hotels, not showering, not anything, to line up for a chance at like a playmat, a deck box, booster pack, starter decks, whatever. That was crazy to me. And I saw it and I'm like, Mel, she's waking up, and I'm like, do you want to just get ready and go down there? Like, I want to film this madness. I want to get footage of this, because it's like maybe a once in a lifetime Gen Con thing. Like for us, we always go and we see the madness, you see the crowds, you see the rushes, but this was like even crazier. It was I've never seen this before. People the night before were like camped out in camping chairs where they assumed the lineup was going to start. So when I saw that, and I've seen that for like video game console release and stuff, I've been in those lines overnight waiting for the new video game console to launch for fun. I'm all excited, in the past. So it reminded me of that, and I was like, for a card game, like really? It's going to be out at your local game store in a couple weeks. But then I knew they shorted stock for the game stores on the 18th. So it was this whole, like, it's coming out fully wide launch on September 1st. But the chance to play it a month early, the chance when you find out your local game store doesn't have any product that you pre-ordered and can't get you anything, or maybe can only get you like a booster pack and a starter deck. People want to collect this game. People want to play this game. And that fan base is like, it's probably small right now, but it'll grow, I'm sure. But that rabid fan base was like, man, I couldn't believe it. So like, it was infectious. Like, it pulled me right in. When we got there and we're filming, I'm like, this lineup isn't as long as I thought it was going to be. And I've been here before, and I'm sure they have enough product, and I know they spread product. Mel, do you want to just slide in the line and we'll see how it goes? We can always leave it at any time. And we just stood in the line, we're talking to people and all that. And it was like, man, we were just like, all right, once we're in, 1 hour passes, 2 hour passes, 3 hour passes. Eventually, all the craziness, which you can go see on our first day one stream, I won't go into any more, but eventually 6.5 hours later, we have cards in our hands. I couldn't believe that I went through all that. I was originally like, every hour I felt dumber and dumber that I was waiting in this line. And we had tickets later that day to play in the starter deck event, but there was no guarantee we would get starter decks that were different.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'm going to wait in this line. And then they told us starter decks sold out around like noon. And I was like, do we still wait in this line? I mean, we're getting closer. Do we do it? But there was like literally parts where like an hour and a half would pass and we wouldn't even move.
Yep.
So like, they were not ready for the crowds. They were not ready for the rush. It was a mess. But yeah, we eventually got cards. It turned out to be worth it. We had fun. It was cool to actually play a game at the con. We don't normally do that. We're more about like trying to hit off a checklist of grab this game, grab that expansion, get this thing early. We wanted that. I want this accessory. I can only get it at Gen Con. Go, go, go. And we're just shop, demo, and then we're dead and we're going home. This time it was cool to actually get a game and play that game at the con. Was cool.
It was a lot of fun.
And teach people that game at the con. Stream that game from the con. That was fun. That was like kind of a first for us. I know we filmed games in the past, like when Game of Thrones 2nd edition launched. That was like, that's my favorite Gen Con, because we went with all our friends, we were in tournaments, we met a lot of our fans there from the channel at the time. And yeah, we got to play in the tournaments, get promos, meet the designers and all that stuff. That was so fun. So fun.
So I have 2 comments to add to what you were just talking about. One of them is you were talking about getting in line, and every hour you pass, you feel more dumb. But then it's like, I can't leave. I've already been waiting in line for 4.5 hours. Like, you feel dumb leaving as well. Like, I just wasted the time. So there was that camp as well. And then I saw this online, and I don't know if it's actually true. I was trying to read through comments to see if anybody actually confirmed that they did this, but I heard that people were actually buying additional badges. So if, let's say you had a 4-day badge, they then buy a Saturday or a Sunday badge to then get in line again for the Lorcana because they were clipping badges.
Oh, wow.
So obviously if you had your badge clipped, you couldn't get any more product, but if you bought another one, you now can. I don't know if anyone actually did that, but people were talking about that they had heard people did that online.
Well, I said that in the pre-Gen Con streams, that I saw people on Reddit were asking before, and you could tell what they were up to. Hey, Reddit, I'm just curious, those who've been to Gen Con before, this is my first year going, and my friend can't make it, and I have his badge. If he doesn't show, he really would love some Lorcana. Could I still go to his event and get his starter deck for him? And it's like, dude, you obviously just bought extra badges for random people, but they were like, no, they're checking ID. Like, there's police there and stuff. It was crazy. But yeah, they're supposedly checking ID to match up to your badge and stuff at some places. But I don't know. He probably could have got away with it. But it was so crazy. You could tell these jerks are like really just trying to get more product, and they were trying whatever scam they could, right, to cover their attendance there, their trip, and all that. It was nuts.
Oh, and Ro has a funny message here. It says, I kind of feel like Rob broke his own rules that he stressed for us not to do. I'm just saying, huh? We mentioned
hypocrite.
that. Yeah, we said so many times.
I said that on stream.
Yeah, and he said to me, he's like, I think we've like done things here that we told people not to do.
And that was my theme. I kept saying off stream and on stream was like, Mel, this Gen Con is the most different one we've ever been to personally. Usually I kind of created a routine and made it kind of controlled chaos. Daniel, thank you for the super chat.
Thank you. 10 months. Thank you.
Says, my daughter can't wait for Disney Lorcana. She was happy to watch your gameplay. We love your channel.
Oh, that's so awesome. I'm glad you get to play that with your daughter eventually.
I got to play with my daughter last night, actually, and got to teach her. So that was a huge thing for me. That was my big win of Gen Con, was that experience for sure. Yes, meeting some fans was cool, but getting a game there and bringing it home, and my daughter was actually interested in it, and to play with her, yeah, that was huge.
She's already mentioned like a specific deck that she wants.
When I came back, she first was asking, first thing she said, does Rapunzel have a card? And I was like, the whole time we're opening packs on stream, I'm like, memories were firing off from her making me watch Tangled 1,000 times when she was little.
Yep.
And I was like, looking for Maximus and all that stuff. And then when she came back and I instantly was like, yeah, here's Rapunzel in the red deck. Here's the one I have. And then she was asking, is like Mother Gothel in it? Or whatever, and I was like, yeah, hold on, she's in the green, hold on, right here. And then she was like, is there a card with like Rapunzel with the frying pan? I'm like, listen, Chelsea, frying pan has its own card, it's so cool. And like, she just sat there rifling through cards, and I was like, when do you want to play? So I got the starter decks out and we taught her. Super fun.
Yeah. Even when you were in the shower this morning, she was like, do we have time to play now, or do you want to play between? So I'm going to play with her between our streams today.
So I'm being honest. Like, I know people are hating on me for not being super into Disney and stuff, but like being a father and having a daughter who's like used to play games with me, and we bonded over some of that stuff, and then she's gotten out of playing games with me as much. So when I get a chance to like use an IP, like I always say to you guys, if you're trying to pull in non-gamers, find some IP or some theme that you know that they like in another medium, and pull them into gaming with that. Use it as your little Pied Piper and lead them on into the tabletop gaming hobby, modern tabletop gaming hobby, not the old Monopoly Clue tabletop gaming hobby, not the same thing.
Yeah, she loved it though. She really enjoyed the game.
She even came down after she played. She assumed Mel and I were gonna play. I wanted to, but I wasn't feeling well. I started going through cards and was like, started to build decks and stuff, and I was like, I need to stop. I'm getting too crazy. But she then came down and was like, did you guys play again after? Who won? Who won? Did you guys play? And we're like, no, we didn't play again after. She's like, oh, okay. But you could tell she's like thinking about it, which was cool.
Yeah, she enjoyed
which was cool. And Yogi's saying, okay, so when is the next booster box opening stream? No.
I mean, we can't even get product anymore, so.
We debated going and waiting in line again on like Sunday, going early to grab some, but instead we did it. We went for another game instead, and we were like, nah, let's just chill. We have enough, and I wasn't sure if she'd like it. But if I could have guaranteed that she would be interested, and when I was trying to build decks yesterday, I was like, damn, I only have one of this card or two of this. So like I have to wait for the cards to get out wide globally, and if she's still interested, then I'll go buy singles to kind of fill in for the decks we're interested in. But yeah, it kind of sucks to like, that's why I like LCG formats over collectible card games, because I can just buy the pack and I have all the cards to build any kind of deck I want. But it's really frustrating when you're like, oh, I want to build a deck around this card. Oh yeah, we only have 2 of it. But to make it consistent, which I've learned from games that use 60 card decks like Game of Thrones, you need to have the full play set to like even hope to draw that card consistently and make the deck flow properly. And it's like not having that, I get frustrated. I'm like, I don't want to play this right now. I get frustrated. And then I know it's just a money sink formula. So yes, I went against everything I rant about, but don't do as I do as I teach, okay? I'm trying to teach you from my mistakes, and let me make these mistakes for you. But like I said,
I feel like it wasn't a mistake.
Well, yeah, it's a different con. Like I stay away from CCGs, and I don't buy packs. I get the starter decks. I play casually. I don't get roped in those release models. I try not to, and I did it. Mm-hmm. I don't wait in 6.5 hour lines for any kind of game. No thanks. And I did it. Yeah, I don't waste half my first day waiting in the line for one thing. But
yeah, I can't believe
that's crazy. But then again, this Gen Con in my eyes, as you guys saw in our pre-Gen Con streams, we were only excited for a handful of things, and most of those were demo. Like, so whatever. I also say don't spend too much. I'm going to spend less every year and just demo more things and support my local game store later for the things I'm interested in, or see what actually turns out to be good. Don't get caught up in the hype. But I got caught up in the hype. So yeah, I'm a big hypocrite. But it was funny. I kept saying that to Mel. I'm like, this Gen Con was doing everything I said you don't have to do. Yeah. And I did it, but you can learn from me, right? That's all. Yeah.
We did it for science.
We did it for science. Yeah.
So you guys don't have to. Because now there throughout the comments on some of the different streams that we did, we heard on both sides people that said, oh, after we saw you guys play this game, we're interested in it. Yeah. Or the other side of like, oh, we saw this game and now I'm not really interested in picking it up. So science.
Yeah. So it's a CCG, stay away. I'm warning you now. Just because we were there and we got some cards early and we played with it on stream, that was just a fun experience for us. The game is cool. It's fun. It's just like a CCG, like a lighter weight CCG, which is good for pulling in families and younger players and Disney fans and stuff, which is good. Pull them into our hobby, bring them on in. But the game that I'm more excited about in the future is Star Wars Unlimited. That was the game where I like want more, but like no rush. FFG, take your time.
Yeah, make it good.
Make the launch awesome. Supposedly it's a global launch in 2024. I hope it's a Gen Con thing next year, and FFG's learned and they know how to organize a release and a line at Gen Con, and they're like a big sponsor there and everything. So hopefully they do that properly, but I can see them just avoiding Gen Con altogether and doing their own thing at local game stores and stuff. But we'll see. They'll probably paying attention and they'll learn from what happened with Ravensburger and Gen Con and all that stuff. But it's just weird that FFG's there promoting this game so much a year in advance at Gen Con. I think they were just taking advantage of this Gen Con because it's the last Gen Con before it releases. That's what I think. Because it felt like they're like, just don't have it ready yet, but they're promoting it like it's releasing soon.
Yeah,
that's what it felt like.
Yeah, it did.
But they keep saying 2024. I have a feeling it's like February, March 2024. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised at all if it's like a Q1, Q2 release and not a Gen Con release. But I'm super excited like for that game. Like maybe it was part of like playing the Lorcana and then playing another CCG that's like a little more advanced and by designers that made games that I love.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was definitely fun and I'm more interested in that. And the IP, right? I know Star Wars more than I know Disney stuff, obviously. But yeah, I'm really excited for Star Wars Unlimited and I hope that turns out to be good. But again, it's a CCG. So, but again, they're doing the same thing that like Lorcana does, where the fancy shiny cards are only cosmetic. So if you want to save money, you can buy the cheap non-foil pretty versions of all the cards and build decks no problem for a reasonable price usually. I don't like the Flesh and Blood where it's like there are meta cards that are super expensive and you can only get them that way. I know they've kind of fixed some of that, but yeah, those kind of scare me away from investing in, but I can see I hope Unlimited does well, but it might not, who knows. But I was really excited about that one. But the whole Lorcana thing is it was there. We got it. We could play it. So right now I'm excited for Disney Lorcana because we have it. We're playing it. It's out right now. It's about to launch. Everyone's excited. Everyone's gonna be playing it soon, right?
Yeah.
But Star Wars Unlimited, they keep saying like, sorry guys, 2024, we're not gonna tell you the date, So it's like, oh, it could be like November 2024. Oh, well, why do I care now, right?
Alex says, I believe they said in a stream that it's coming February or March. I believe he says.
Oh.
So could be early
I just
2024.
But I asked them right at the con and I'm like trying to get out of them just every time I talk to somebody there. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So we're going to set up a stream. Yeah, we're going to do this. Like, yeah, so when's this game come out again? And I was trying to catch everyone off guard, ask them all the time. Nobody was like slipping. Yeah. But yeah. So
yeah, I'm excited for the Star Wars actually. After playing it, it was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, if you want to see our playthrough of that, we were just demoing it in the event area. We did a stream of that. It's in the playlist down below. Any of these things we're talking about, most of them we streamed stuff. But yeah.
However, after playing Disney Lorcana, it does make me want to go to like a store and play it in like little tournament form or.
It's sold out. I checked our local store tournament.
Oh, they're all
they sold out, yeah.
Oh.
Before the con, there's tons of spots available.
Oh, no.
They said they had limited product. They were doing starter deck tournaments, giving away booster packs for prizes. And I was like, I want to bring it back, show Chelsea, see if we like it. If we like it, we'll sign up for those tournaments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I checked the very day we got back, all sold out.
Oh, that's sad.
A lot of stores are holding the limited product they're getting just for local players who they actually know personally who shop at the store. so that scalpers and stuff aren't just coming in and buying the product. Some of them are holding it for tournament stuff only to support their local community. Some are doing subscriptions where you can pay a subscription fee and they'll slowly release stuff to you over time so that you keep coming back each week to play and build the community instead of just showing up day one, grabbing your product and disappearing. And then the tournaments have no attendance. So they're to keep since they have limited stock, right? They can't just have people coming off the street every week for a tournament. They want to kind of lock people in. And as they show up for a tournament, they slowly will get their booster packs and their deck boxes and their mats. And I don't know, however they're going to do it. But until the September 1st wide release, which is crazy. So yeah, I apologize for all the talk about this game. But for us, it was the game we played the most. We spent the most time involved in. And it was kind of cool to actually focus more on one game than spending tons of time in the exhibit hall and buying. And we didn't buy as much, and I purposely didn't want to buy as much because there wasn't as much exciting for us. And a lot of the stuff there was surprises there, but like it was, the dealer hall was just so packed because of the record attendance, and we just stayed out of it a lot. So when you don't want to be in the exhibit hall because it's packed and hot and sweaty and people are bumping into you and stepping on your feet and pushing you around and every booth is rammed, it just helps you save money, which was great. So being able to focus on one game and spending more time on streaming, playing it, more time in the gaming areas was so different for us. We don't normally do that. We're more consume.
Yeah.
Demo and buy. But it was cool to actually buy and play and enjoy and stream. Like, yeah. That was so fun.
That was a lot of fun.
So definitely different, definitely cool. But that was like an overview of like kind of how it was for me. But all the Disney Lorcana stuff, it was still super cool. And I, it's like I try to be humble. It's like feels very weird, but still was awesome. Was meeting you guys from the channel, some people in our community meeting for the first time, some seeing again for the second year in a row, some people seeing for the first time in like 5 years, 10 years, some people we've used to play other card games with that we bumped into, some people yelling out our name that we haven't seen in like 8 years when we used to play a certain game, or like from Gen Con experiences and stuff like that. New people showing up to just to say hi, take selfies with us. But yeah, we got to meet Jacko, who's in the chat. We saw Janet again, Kanji. We met Jeffro. We met Amanda, Sarah B.
Who saw Stacy again.
Stacy, unfortunately. Yeah. Who else did we see?
Did we say Janet?
I think I said Janet, but yeah, Mama Janet was there. Saw her again. Matthew Rose.
Oh, Matthew. Yeah, we met Matthew.
Matthew Rose is real. Was there. And is crazy, just like we assumed. But we still love you, Matthew. We still love you. No, it was awesome to meet Matthew. He was very funny. We were a little worried because he went dark a couple days before the con and nobody knew where he was. And randomly, we're at the block party on Wednesday night having drinks with everybody. And then, boom, this dude just shows up. And there he is. There he is. And Matthew's just there. We're like, okay, he didn't get arrested. He found his way to the con. Awesome. But he had some funny stories of like getting lost, going back to the hotel at night and stuff like that. I mean, I found it funny. I know it's dangerous and, crazy, and I worry about your safety, but it was still funny. I don't mind laughing at your expense. But yeah, it was cool to meet a lot of you.
It was definitely fun. Yeah.
Most of you. But yeah, I guess Stacy.
Oh, we met Dan.
Oh, Dan Roberts.
Dan Roberts.
Yes.
We met Dan Roberts.
Yeah, I'm going through it in my head at Block Party.
Yeah,
We didn't see Dan until later in the con, unfortunately. Dan was hiding somewhere. I feel like he was, Dan Roberts probably spent a lot of his time, probably got an unlimited pass to the Cosplay Deviants booth. And it's like a adults only kind of booth in the con that has like curtains and stuff. It's kind of like that back room at the old VHS stores, where you're not supposed to wander into. But I think that's where he was most of the time. That's why we never found him. But randomly, we met him at a gaming area. So right before we, at Chip Theory booth, right before we went.
Yeah, right before we did
right before our demo, Dan's there delaying us from getting our stream set up, which I'll put the blame on Dan for me forgetting to plug in the battery pack to the camera for setup. No, we felt rushed from them. They had an appointment right before us, and they were like, we have so much time. And there was even people coming in at the end of the stream trying to rush us out. It was a very, very pressured thing, and I was already so exhausted. So yeah, that was my bad. But it was good to meet Dan there.
We also met Locator.
Oh, yes.
There as well.
Yes, we did.
Trying to like run through each
I know.
day.
I like.
And if I'm missing anybody, I feel terrible.
Yes, there was people that come up and say hi, and then they don't tell us. Like, we're like, oh, who are you in the stream? And they say, but I'm like, I don't know that name. And then some people are like, I never watch live though.
Yeah.
So it's like, I I can picture names of people who are in the chat often, like Locator's right there. But yeah, it's like trying to remember those who came up and said hi and like, oh, I watch you guys all the time. I watch all this content. And we're like, oh, do you hang out in the, like, what's your name in the chat? And they're like, oh, I don't chat. I don't watch live. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's
yeah, it was definitely cool. But I forget the names and stuff like that of people who are like, yeah, I don't see in the chat ever or in the comments. But,
yeah, it was definitely like humbling to be just walking or waiting in line and like someone come up and be like, oh, can I get a selfie with you because my significant other or my friend or somebody's not going to believe I met you. Like, oh, sure.
Yeah. So yeah, it was good to meet our lawyer in person, our HR representative in person. So yeah, these are remote employees to the channel, so it was good to actually meet them, that they're real people. And we know Locator is a real person, I assume, unless he's pretending like that's like a fake person on stream or something.
Yeah, we've seen him on stream.
Yeah, we've seen Locator on stream, so we could put a face to the name already.
Yep.
But yeah, it was fun. Definitely fun. We'll talk more about Locator later. Yes, or Loquitter. Loquitter.
I think I always say it.
Loquitter Gaming. Yes. All right. I don't know. Should we get into our haul? And then after we can do questions about like overall con stuff. I've seen questions go by, but like I don't want to, like, we'll address some of that stuff at the end and we can ask your questions again there. Like Will D saying chip theory is Canadian. No, they're not Canadian. No, they're just in Minnesota, which I guess is like the Canadian American, kind of as close to Canada as you get in the US. Is Minnesota's kind of like the Canada of the US. But no, I don't have a breakable yet. Supposedly ours is delayed because we bought that dice tower, and that dice tower, they didn't show up to the Canadian orders, so ours is being held until that's there. Plus those logbooks, which we didn't order any of them, but those are holding up orders too. And I was this close to asking for Unbreakable at the con because they offered us a copy like a month or so ago. And I was like, no, we're just going to get it eventually. It's going to show up. We bought it. And I said no. But then we're at the con and we saw it there. And I was like, should I just ask Andrew for a freaking copy because we're sitting here? Then we can bring it home and play it faster. But it's like, it'll show up any day now. So I'm like, I don't know. I was like, yeah, just leave it. I'll leave it. We have other games to play. But yeah, it is sad. But thankfully, there's no shortage of games to stream. So I can forget about it easily. But it does anger me. It does anger me.
One thing about
close enough, I know, Will. Close enough, yeah. Yeah,
one thing about the chip theory booth, and now I didn't see what it looked like at the beginning of the convention because we didn't go by their booth on Thursday. But when we went by their booth on Sunday,
no, we went by their booth earlier. Yeah.
I just don't remember.
I don't think Friday stream we were in their booth.
Yeah, but I didn't see it on Thursday, like when they initially got there. But on Sunday, when I would say Sunday morning because it was before the afternoon. So Sunday morning, they had almost nothing left. So that's amazing for them.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like empty.
Yeah, they had maybe like 5 copies of Hoplomachus and a couple Unbreakables. That's it.
Yeah, they were like demoing all that stuff there.
So that's great. They sold out of almost everything they brought. Unless they had stock somewhere else.
They were obviously one of the vendors that didn't pay to have other shipments come.
Oh, maybe so,
because their stuff is so heavy. Yeah. Like, who knows how much that would cost? But yeah. But other booths stayed stocked like the whole time. And they were busy and selling stuff. It's just they paid for those additional shipments to come in during every morning or whatever to add to the booth, which is crazy. But yeah, but supposedly a lot of vendors were sold out of stuff by Sunday for sure, even though they had shipments and things.
It's great for the hobby.
All right, let's switch to our overhead.
This is what everyone's here for, right? Everybody wants to know, what did we buy? We kind of purposely didn't really say throughout our...
Yeah, we shared it with our like private people that were there at the con with us who were sharing their hauls.
Yeah, but we didn't specify in our like end of day recaps kind of what we bought because we want to kind of go through it with you guys.
And I already gave away number 1. The thing we brought back was con crud. I did. That was my one thing I brought home that I didn't put it on my hotness list. I didn't expect to. I wasn't trying to get it, but I still got a copy of con crud. So yeah, so they must have had tons of it there. That I was able to get it even without trying. Yeah, I didn't have to run for it. It was interesting. Yeah. So again, the rule 6-2-1, 6 hours of sleep, eat 2 full meals a day minimum, and shower at least once. Okay, follow that because I did a 5, 1.5.
Yeah.
1. No, sometimes it was 2. Yeah, 1.5.
There were days we did 2 showers. It was so hot.
I messed up a bit of my numbers there, so that could be why I got the crud. But yeah. So the most important thing that we got other than that was after getting our badges picked up and getting our coupon book, which we'll show you in a second, was the free bag, right? That's what everyone's here to see. So these are the bags that they give away at Gen Con, and the advertising on them from the vendors who want to pay, so that people are lugging games around. They had 3 choices this year. I think some were left over from last year. But they had 3 choices of bags. So Mel and I picked different bags, but this is just the one I could find. And of course, they want you to, like, you know, share on social media all the stuff you bought. Your haul. But yeah, it's just, this is what they give you here. Nice reusable bags with sturdy straps to hold the heaviest, even chip theory board games you can put in here.
Yeah, so these are the bags that we were talking about on the stream before we went to Gen Con.
Yes. And vendors have their own bags, but they run out by like the second day. So these bags, the fact Gen Con gives you a bag as basically part of you getting your badge, goes to show you they're really focused on like making sales there. Please buy some games. We know you will. And here's how you're going to carry them. So vendors don't even need to have bags, really. Some do, some don't. But yeah, it's just, and it's advertising, right? Like the company pays to be on this. I'm sure the bags are free then for them to make and give away and stuff. But yeah, that's just something. Here's the coupon book that we grabbed at the booth, little coupon booth after you get your badge. Just to show you an example, basically, because we talked about this in the pre-stream. I don't know if we showed like last year's.
We did not.
But we did this last year, go over it a little bit. But I'll just flip quickly just to show you. It's like coupons. These is just a way to try to get you to go to different booths. So companies will pay to have their ads in here and their coupons, and sometimes surprises. Sometimes there's things in here that you're like, oh, that game's here? Like, cool, I didn't know. And, you know, they're just trying to get you to go to their booth. So you got to bring your little coupon.
I have to say I did.
20% off a purchase if you sign up to the Asmodee newsletter.
Yeah, I did use one of these coupons for a game we were already going to purchase anyways.
Yeah, so this is kind of just to show you, like, get this coupon book at the start, because sometimes you'll get a discount on a booth you're already going to buy stuff from. You know, you can get 10% off your critical hit soda, which was insane. The crazy amount of soda mixes they had there, I was like blown away. A free pin with every $50 purchase. And you could meet the designers of Lost Room to Arnak. We saw them.
Oh, we saw them, yeah.
But I didn't, I'm sorry, guys. I know there was nobody there. I was like, I don't, yeah, thanks for the game, but I don't want to sit here talking to you, no offense. I got places to be. But they were there available, just standing in the CGE room, willing to talk to anyone, probably sign games and stuff, which is cool. But yeah, just like tons, like it goes on and on and on and on. So yeah, that's the coupon book. They give it to you with the bag. You just grab it. If you need more, you can grab more. Everyone gets one at least. You grab the coupons, go get discounts on your things, go to booths you never heard of. It's just a way to get you there. And here's the, we looked at this a little bit in the PDF. We were talking about going through the PDF. We didn't do that. But when you get to the con, they're stocking these all weekend. There's tons of little areas around the hall, the convention center, that you could just go pick these up, read them while you're in line, go sit down, relax. That's mainly just more ads. This used to have all the events in here, but events change so frequently that they're in the app. They're available online. So events get extra spaces, get canceled and all that. But I remember my first Gen Cons sitting there looking through this at all the events happening.
Yeah, we would carry them around.
Yeah, because we'd be sitting on a Saturday afternoon. We're like, okay, what do you want to do now? We're in this area. I don't know. Let's check what events are happening right now. Maybe we can take our generics and go get into one. But they don't do that anymore. This is all just mainly advertising and maps. I mean, we use these maps to help us a bit, but you can find the maps in the app also. But I mean, all the information's here about, like, you know, will call and the health and safety and how electronic ticketing works, which we learned about at the show and didn't realize we bought an electronic ticket. That was fun.
That was funny.
But yeah, just all about Gen Con, the history and stuff. And yeah, there's the maps and all these things. You can look at this online in PDF form. Obviously now it doesn't matter as much, but because the con, of course, will change and who's there and where things are. But yeah, it was cool to see. Just, you know, I realized Lucas Oil, I looked at this before we went there and was like, wait, there's not usually tables all around the side here. And there was just like more areas. I was like, whoa, there's more stuff happening in there this year. And I knew that by looking at this, which was cool. Yeah, it's just more ads, but it's cool just to kind of take a look at while you're kind of chilling in line somewhere. Lots of lineups, lots of waiting, or you're just resting your feet, getting something to eat out of the heat, waiting for people to meet, you know, all that stuff. Yeah, Mad Rhyme Son. But yeah, just, it's basically all ads, but there's some stuff in here helping you understand, you know, who's there, the charities, the online stuff, show highlights. It's all here. It's fun to look through a magazine. Like, you know, nobody really does that anymore. So having another, like, I love board gaming because of the physical aspect of it. And that's like, this kind of gives me that too. So the year when they make this digital only will be a sad year. But I like bringing these back. I like looking through them even after the fact. Or the next year before we go, I like flipping through the last year's one just to see for fun. Like, oh, remember when, oh, I didn't know this was there. Oh, I wonder if this is coming back, or this company went out of business since then and doesn't have a booth anymore. But yeah, lots of stuff. Again, you can look at this online, see the whole thing. But again, this is part of our haul. This is something we bring back, something I look forward to every year. I love the nostalgia magazine kind of feel of the program guide. All right, Mel. Mel's got all the other junk here, on her side there. Yeah, sure.
Okay,
please.
let's start here.
Yes, please start there. I definitely could use some of that. So who are we thanking for this? I know. But
this is thank you to Stacy in the chat. I think she's here, or she was. Stacy, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. So let's open it up and then we'll...
So Sun King is the official beer partner of Gen Con. There's also Daniel's like wines or whatever.
Yep.
They're like a different company. They had tents in the food area, block party outside, you know, festival area basically.
Okay, so you want to do the Sun King one first?
So this is the Sun King official beer, now in person. We talked about this in our pre-Gen Con streams, but it was a like English style mild ale with honey.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was fine. Yeah, like I don't mind. Beer's okay. Flavored beers sometimes are hit and miss. But yeah, it was definitely good. But thank you, Stacy.
Oh, Stacy's here. Thank you, thank you.
So this is my experience. I probably talked about this on stream already. But Stacy, like it's not just you know a viewer, a fan, or a friend, whatever, just bought me a beer. Okay, that happens all the time. Everyone buys someone a beer. That's like boring. But why these beers are special is when we walked up to the block party when we got there. Okay, we went in, got our badges, we waited in lines, got our event tickets, got our coupons, got our bag, all that stuff. It was lots of waiting, lots of getting stuck. We were trying to do live streams. The Wi-Fi was cutting out. We were testing Wi-Fi, seeing if we could stream on the Wi-Fi. And it was very frustrating. To then go out to the block party thinking, let's go get away and enjoy ourselves, to going out there and seeing how packed it was.
Crazy.
The lineups for the pizza, the official Gen Con pizza, were like insane. The lineups for the beer were like, I can't believe it. The lineups for everything was so nuts. I was instantly like, I'm going to hate this Gen Con. I can tell. It's busier than ever before. I could feel it. There's already rumors it was going to be busy than ever before. The whole Disney Lorcana thing made me think there's going to be a bunch of a-holes there who are just there for Disney stuff and CCG stuff and do not care about the Gen Con fun and family attitude of the place, right? That gamer attitude, right? If anyone who's played a CCG knows, there's a-holes in those communities. Yes, there's a-holes in the board gaming community, but I think the amount of non-a-holes outweighs them big time. But I just have, you know, the concentration of a-holes in the CCG collectible card game arena is definitely on another level. Just going into all those arenas over the years. Yeah. So I expected it to be packed and annoying, and I was like, this is going to suck. And then we walk over, we find some people, we see Stacy, we see Janet, I think was already there. We see them sitting at a table. We walk up, we say hi. First thing Stacy does is open this thing up, unzip it, and she's like, here, Rob. And I'm like, whoa. Like, that's when you feel like a celebrity. When you just cut I didn't even have to look. Like, I saw the line and was instantly frustrated. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to buy the beer this weekend. I'm not getting in that line for 2 hours waiting for a beer. And then all of a sudden, like 10 minutes later, I have one in my hand. So Stacy, like, thank you beyond thank yous. You basically helped me not waste more hours waiting in lines. And I didn't even know how many lines I was going to be waiting in the rest of the weekend at that point. But yeah, you turned me from like feeling defeated already before the con even started to like, yes, I get to have my bucket list of Gen Con beer every year, getting one at least and trying it. Yeah, without having to wait in line. Thank you. Thank you.
Then after that,
but yeah.
Then Stacy and I went and we waited in line for the wine, which was probably, I don't know, Stacy and I were chatting the whole time, so it's hard to know exactly how long. It was, I would say, 30 to 40 minutes probably. That would be my guess. Also, they had, first of all, they had a train that was going by there, which was a little bit annoying. And then they had like a DJ, which was so
music.
loud.
Bumping music.
Like,
no, I like that.
if you're farther away, but when Stacey and I were waiting in line, like it literally felt like
we were right beside the speakers?
We were right beside the speaker. It felt like we were in a bar, like yelling at each other.
You're yelling right now, honey. Relax.
Sorry. I'm like back in it, right?
You're back into it. Yeah. Calm down.
Oh, it was so funny. Anyways,
Hashtag Mel rants happening right now.
It was so loud, but it was so fun. Yeah. So Stacey and I waited in line for like 40 minutes, and then my whole plan was I was going to buy. They have like a little 4-pack set, so I was going to buy because I wanted 2 different for myself and 2 different. Buy some for Stacey. She would not let me pay for them.
Yeah.
And then
how rude, Stacey.
I know. I didn't get to try. So I have the rosé, which I have not tried this one yet. I'm super excited to try this. And then the pear.
I like the pear one.
I did try the peach.
Yeah, the peach was good.
The peach was so good.
If the lineups weren't there, I would love to get more because it was good.
So I have 2 of the rosés to try, and then the pear. So Stacey, thank you so much. And then when Stacey was leaving, she would not take this little bag that had the other 2 beers in it.
She made it act like it was her beer and things, and then she like forced peer pressured Mel into taking it.
Yeah, so Stacey, thank you so much. And now we also have the bag.
Yeah,
so now we have last year's green bag and then this year's red bag. I am not going to actually open one yet because I have to.
It's one.
I know. I don't like to.
You're fine. Mel has some errands to run in like an hour.
Between streams. I don't like to have any alcohol and then drive, but
you're not driving right away.
No.
Our car's getting repaired right now. Yeah. Just regular maintenance stuff, but you get a shuttle back to it.
Yeah, someone will pick me up and drive me to the car. You just gotta drive it home.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had maintenance like right before Gen Con. We're like, nah, we don't want you messing with our car before we leave. So we pushed it to the week after Gen Con. I didn't realize it was like 2 days after. So Mel this morning is like, yeah, I gotta go take the car in, and I'll get a shuttle and all that. Now she's worried. They're going to shuttle you there. It's fine. That's like, you won't be driving for like at least 2 or 3 hours from now.
This is very nice. Do you want to try that?
Sure, I'll try it. Yeah.
That is very...
You want some of the crud? I can give you a little topping of some crud for you.
I don't know how I didn't get it.
Oh, yeah, it is good.
Yeah, it's very sweet.
Yeah,
very sweet. Very nice.
So yeah, thank you, Stacey. Yeah, that's very kind. I don't know how long you waited in line for those beers, but if it was that lineup I saw, geez Louise... It's not just beer. It's like I respect the time effort there too in saving me that time. Time is more valuable than the beer, so I much appreciate it. Who's your hospitality? Yes.
Thank you again. Yes.
Love it.
Yeah.
Pass around the crud. Yeah.
I mean, if he has it, I'm going to get it likely anyway. So
we don't touch each other. We stay away from each other.
Exactly.
That's right.
Okay.
I won't cut your deck in Lorcana later. I don't want to touch your stuff. I had my hand fries. You're welcome. All right, what else do we got?
So I think we'll go through some of like the littlest stuff,
whatever
the like promo stuff.
We'll troll them. We'll leave the games till last.
Okay, let's talk about this because this is what people are going to be super excited for. Look what we got.
You're stealing my jokes.
Oh, is this a joke you had?
I don't know. I always say everything's exciting. Like the bag we got was the coolest
we got
thing. Or the
a deck of 52 cards.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
Iron Spades? How do you know it's a 52 card deck?
Because it says 52 cards made with the highest standard.
I didn't even see that.
I don't know.
It's like a mystery. It's like an escape room game with 52 cards made to the highest standards by noble authority. So this is by Roxley Games. I'm assuming you got this when you grabbed the other game.
Yeah, so I guess this may be spoilers, but don't spoil what we actually got if you know.
So I guess Roxley Games is getting into premium. They probably had a Kickstarter already or something.
But
what? GSM? What does that mean? I don't play anything with 52 cards since lunchtime at high school, so it's been a while.
Yeah, like...
once I played Uno, it replaced the 52 cards, and then I went into gaming, modern gaming heavier after that, and I have not gone back to playing games with a 52 card deck in them. If
you guys want to see us play with these cards on stream, let us know in the chat.
Hot new game. We're going to play some, was it Old Maid? Is that the new hot, or Go Fish?
Go Fish.
We're going to play some Go Fish on stream. If you hit that like button
in the chat if you want to see us play with these cards. Yes. 2 if you want us to throw them in the garbage.
So sorry, Mel was, Mel was right. The hottest game. This box can play so many different games. Patrick raises hand. 52 pickup is letting the hotness. Yes. Rummy? Yeah. Euchre? Yeah, we just, this is like 52 cards in the box. It's also 52 different games.
Yeah, we can do an unboxing and everything if you guys want.
Back now on Kickstarter. So many games in a little box. You thought Pocket Gloomhaven was cool? Yeah, we got Pocket Euchre.
Okay, I am surprised how many ones I'm seeing in the chat right now.
They're trolling these losers. Get out of here.
Okay, well.
Solitaire, yeah. We'll do some Rob solo streams where I'm playing Solitaire. The
that could
original solo game.
Okay, so another little game.
Are they disclosing which items they purchase and which they're giving away for free?
We will, yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, sorry. So this was given to us in a bag.
I did say it was thrown into another purchase.
Yes, we will definitely say this also was just a little promo or something that they threw in the bag from Ravensburger.
Yeah, so that was just given to us, but again, we spent money at their booth, so we just want to show you that, like, you do get freebies there. So even though a game might be cheaper at your local game store, or may have released a month ago at your local game store, they try to incentivize you to buy directly from them by giving you promos, throwing in little pocket games, throwing in pins and badges and things. So we're just showing these small things as, like, we didn't want these things. They're just dropped in your bag when you're making a purchase. It happens all the time.
Happens all the time. So this is 3 to 5 players. So we don't have enough players to play this right now. So sorry about that, everyone.
I don't think we care. That will just go in the recycle probably. I have no idea.
No, I know. I'm just joking.
Or we'll give it to some friends who maybe play with bigger game groups more often.
Here's another little card game that was, again, thrown in the bag. We did not purchase this. 3 to 5 players. Noobs teaser game. This is from Cosmos.
That's not a hat. And it's supposed to be awesome.
Oh, is it?
Bring it back. Oh, that's not a hat, is actual call. I see.
Supposed to be awesome. Well, we don't have enough players, but when we can get 3 players, unless you guys want to change the Witcher stream,
right?
I don't know. We can change the Witcher stream tonight to play this with Kyle instead.
Yeah.
If you think. Oh, is that then how to play?
We just did an unboxing in a recap stream. You guys just got extra value.
Oh, not sure if that's a full game or not. I'm not sure either.
I have no idea what this is. But this is what happens there, and they don't explain it. Sometimes you just make a purchase, and at the register, they're so tired, and they don't even care. They're like, are you paying with cash or card? Here you go. And they just start throwing stuff in the bag and giving you your bag, and the booth's super crowded. You've been waiting in line. You're just excited to get out of there. Then you get back to your hotel, and you're like emptying your bags, and you're like, what is this? I didn't even get this. Like, I don't even know what this is. Oh, that's a teaser game. So this is probably for the full game.
This game is different from other games in that you have to figure out what the task is before you can attempt it.
Start by turning this card over and reading it out loud. Okay,
cool. That's kind of fun. Like, I mean, I would try something like this.
Oh, that's what the full game looks like.
Oh, okay.
You'll also need a timer.
Oh, I mean, that
Want
can
to
be
complete
done.
more tasks? 8 completely new levels await you in Noobs in Space. Cool.
That's cool.
It's a cool little marketing gimmick, right?
Yeah. I mean, throw things in the bag and people will try. Okay, so let's look at these so you can hold those up.
So here's the, for those that are curious, who probably maybe haven't gone on eBay recently, I don't know. I'm just joking. I'm sure they are there. But these are the promos that they were giving out, and I don't care. I wasn't there for these promos. I was there because I like playing FFG card games. But these are the Vader. I think these are the ones we played with on stream.
I think so, yeah.
So these are like event exclusive little promos from Star Wars Unlimited. They gave us 2 each, so we each have our own Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. So that's kind of cool to get a promo for a game that's not even out yet. That's the first FFG game I think I've ever had that happen, which is why I think like it's got to be close to finished and ready to release, but 2024 supposedly. So I was like, oh, thanks for these cards. Can I get the rest so I can play the game? Because these are useless to me. Thanks. But yeah, we had fun. Those are some promos, part of our haul.
Well, if we're going to talk about promos, let's talk about more promos.
We mentioned Lorcana. Okay, we got a couple booster boxes. We got the 3 starter decks. Thanks again for Jocko for giving us the 3rd starter deck we didn't have from his event. Much appreciated. But we did show this on stream before during the con. But there's the Gen Con 2023 Mickey Mouse Musketeer promo card that they were giving out for mad people in line if you made a purchase at their booth. Whatever. So we have a whole bunch of these. So don't go paying tons of money online for them. They were walking around like stacks of them and like just giving them to anyone walking by and stuff. It was crazy.
So Yogi was asking how many pins did I get, or did I get any pins after we were talking about all the pins? And we wanted to show you some of the pins that we collected. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and we didn't ask for these pins.
No, these are free. We
never asked. We were not there trying to get this. They would just go through line and see my face and go, here you go, sir. Would you like a promo? I'm so sorry. You're still waiting here and you want to kill me? Take it, please. Take it.
I think we also got one with our purchase.
Yeah, probably. And then one at our event. I think our Learn to Play event.
Yeah.
So they were just giving these out, like tons of them. They had boxes and boxes full. So we have like tons of these little pins.
Yeah. While we're on the pins, we'll show you a couple other pins that we got.
Patience, young Skywalker, patience.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that one looks like it's upside down.
What's this?
That one is
Listening Friends of America.
I think this is from the Hunter Killer booth.
Yeah, that's their symbol. Yeah, yeah.
Remembering.
Complete the seasons, collect them all. hunterkiller.com/pins.
So Yogi, I think these are all the pins that we were able to get. This one's my favorite. Even our daughter was like, "Can I have this?"
I want to play a game. So it's part of that pin bazaar we were talking about, collecting all the pins. We saw that stuff all over. But we were at Target on the way down, and we saw this Scream game. I was like, Mel, there it is, just grab it. And she's like, no, I want to wait till Gen Con. I want to try to get the pin. I'm like, yeah, I guess we can just buy it on the way back if you don't. But yes, Mel's the sucker that will line up for something for a little extra pin or a collectible card or something. So yeah, they got you. I was like, okay, whatever, sure. If you want to wait in the line, go nuts.
This you might know. Oh yeah, you know what that is, right?
Yeah, we'll talk about it when we go over that game.
So that as well. Let's talk about. Okay, so we got a little gift from.
So this is from Janet. So Janet's hilarious. I didn't remember until she said it. Then it clicked in, and I remember. So last year we met Janet from the chat, from our community. One of our producers. We met her last year at the con. Spent much time with her. She mentioned how she had these custom Arkham Horror LCG tokens that she had no need for, I think, anymore, and had some new ones. Anyway, she mentioned it to me. She's like, "Oh, I wish I brought them. I'd love to give them to you." And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, cool. You don't need to. That's fine. I appreciate the gesture, whatever. This year, I see her. She's like, oh, I had these set aside the whole year waiting to bring them back. So we have these, like, custom little tokens for Arkham Horror, which are super cool, by the way.
Yeah, it's very cool.
But she was, like, describing them. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's nice. You're going to say you'll bring them. But, like, you don't have to. Like, I forgot all about it, right? And then she's like, here you go. I'm like, how do you remember that? She supposedly took them and set them aside for like Gen Con the next year. So yeah, the cool little tokens, little action tokens. So you remember like how many actions you've taken, and there's one for each of like the different classes and things.
Janet, thank you so much.
But yeah.
Thank you.
So we won't forget like, what have we done so far? Because we always mess that up.
Yeah, those will come to great use for sure.
So funny. I'm like, I don't know how people remember things like this, but yeah, it was super cool. And I was like, wow. It caught me off guard. I was like, oh yeah, I do remember you mentioning that. Like, how did you remember that? Anyways, so last year we were at this booth that was selling these like premium. The booth caught my eye because they had like Witcher RPG dice, right? They had all this Witcher art everywhere on the booth. I went up, all these dice look super classy, and it was super nice. But I don't really play role-playing games. I don't play the Witcher role-playing game, so I didn't care about the dice at this booth. But then they had these things, these D4s, and these D4s were different. And I mentioned them last year. We didn't get them. We forgot to go back and buy them. But at another booth we were at, more reasonably priced and more basic, were these D4s. I forget what these are called. They have a name. They're like, I don't know, rounded D4s or something. You guys probably know the name. But instead of a little triangle, which I think is kind of annoying and dumb.
Oh, they're hard to read, the triangle one.
And yeah, well, once you know how to use them, they're fine. But also on stream, when you roll them, the top-down camera, yeah, you can see that that's a 1, right?
Yeah.
But it's like not as good on stream seeing from above with a D4, right? So we use a triangle. That's like standard, right?
Yep.
But when I saw these, I was like, ooh. So these are like rounded ones, but we saw them. I'm like, I just want to get a pack. So when we need to roll a D4 on stream or break a tie or evens or odds or whatever, yeah, we can just, yeah, you can
like
step on these and they don't kill your feet like Legos. But yeah, then from streaming, you can now see the number easier too. So when we're just trying to find like, you know, out of 4, yeah, and they roll nice and yeah. So
nice.
They're just like little rounded D4s. So I had to get a pack. They were like $9 for just 4 of them, which is like still too much. But they were reasonably priced. They show up good on stream, the nice contrast and stuff. So I just got a set to try. So maybe if they're a hit next year, we can get more at another booth or something. But they're not common. Like I don't see them at every dice booth. So yeah. But
yeah, I
they're
like
neat.
them.
I think they'll catch on. I feel like these will become the norm maybe in the future. But yeah, I like them. They're good. Okay, some of them get cocked, I guess, but yeah, it's just a cool little D4, good for streaming. So I'm always thinking of like accessories to help make you guys understand and see things easier on stream as you're watching. So yeah, it's kind of nerdy and lame and whatever. You probably don't care, but that's how I go to Gen Con sometimes, is thinking of things that can make streaming better, and that's one of them. Very small, but yeah.
So along those lines, we also purchased.
Yeah, this is for our Lorcana, because we're like, if we're gonna play this game on stream, I need a way that they can see, and I wasn't sure the app was gonna work. So we went around looking for some decently big D20s,
which we also were looking for before. Like, we've always wanted D20s.
Yeah, because every time we play like CCG or something, there's always like they all try to do the magic thing and 20 life or whatever, you know, or counting health, or even if we're just trying to count like a boss fight in a game on stream, we're using a bunch of D6s sometimes, or we could get away with just like this. So I was like, let's just buy 2 D20s to play against each other in Lorcana on stream. The app ended up working out. You could see it on stream. I wasn't sure.
But we also needed them, or wanted them for other games.
But yeah, it's nice to go to like local store tournaments and just have a couple dice to play with. So in that game, you need to get up to 20 Lord to win. So D20 works. And plus these are kind of sparkly and kind of fit the whole Lorcana theme in my mind. So yeah, they're very nice dice. We got them at the same booth. We got those rounded. And I don't know the name. I'm so sorry. And
they had a deal where it was, if you bought 3 things, one of them was free.
Yeah, so, like buy 2, get 1 free. Yeah. So we just bought those D4s and bought those 2.
Yeah.
And got one of them for free, whatever.
Okay.
I don't remember the price of those D20s.
I think they were like $5.99 or $6.99 or something like that. They weren't very expensive, I don't think. Well, okay. I mean, that's subjective. You're right. That's subjective.
I mean, there were some D20s there that were like $50 for like one, which was crazy at some of the like upscale booths. But
yeah. So along the lines of accessories.
Oh yeah. So Game Trayz.
We purchased these.
So the history with Game Trayz on the channel. I saw Game Trayz on BGG's website a long time ago, and I saw them at Gen Con used before on demos. And when I found out what they were, I emailed the company, and they sent me a starter package basically for free. And they sent me all various colors and sizes and configurations. And I appreciated it. I was like, I don't know what I want. And they're like, we'll just send you a kit to start with. Because I was like, I want to use your things on stream. They look awesome. And all they said was, yep, use them. And if anyone asks, just mention, you know, what they are. I'm like, okay, cool. So whatever. I wasn't paid to use them, but they sent me free ones. So because I like them, I'm using them on stream, sometimes having various colors. I don't have all the configurations. So last year we found out at the Meeple Source booth, Game Trayz actually sells their product at their booth. Just like Stonemaier Games sells their games at Meeple Source's booth. Meeple Source sells their own stuff at their booth, plus other vendors. So Meeple Source usually gets a big booth now, and they partner with other vendors to also share their booth space and sell their product. So Game Trayz was there last year, and I was able to buy a whole bunch of ones, black ones, in different configurations, so that I could have a uniform color on stream sometimes, or different configurations I need. Because I never know what game I'm going to play next. I never know what game's going to come out, what we're going to buy, what they need, right? To organize it on stream, I'm always trying to zoom in closer so you guys can see the game. And I don't like having all my bits in giant containers spread out all over the table. So I usually just throw away whatever comes with the game and use these to help get on stream. So they had new ones this year. Again, I bought these. This is not a promotional thing. I don't need to promote Game Trayz at all anymore. It's all good. But I love them. So whatever that tells you. But buying them from BoardGameGeek.com or wherever and getting them shipped to Canada, it's nuts. Maybe it's easier now. Maybe there's a store in Canada that sells them. I don't know. If you know, let me know in the video description. But now they're on my list every year to find them at Gen Con, see what they have, see what I need, and I make a little list as I'm streaming throughout the year and different games we're playing. And when I say, oh, I wish I had another one that divided in 3, or I wish I had one that didn't have the divider down the middle so I could fit tokens and save screen real estate, right? So when I went to the booth, I was going to buy more of what I already had, but they had new ones. So I have one like this with a divider down the middle. It's helpful. I use it on some streams. Then they have like these ones, which save more space because it's like a full open one, but then 2 halves. So I bought a couple of those.
Yeah, because those are good to have one on either side of us.
Yeah, what is it like? 3 of the big ones for like $10.
Yep.
4 of the little ones for $10 or something like that. They had tons of colors there. I just went with black because it's the ones I have the most of, so to be consistent. Plus, I'm trying to show the game off, not the containers. So to have them muted and in the back, I was going for like a gray or a black. But black is just they have more of it there and it's easier to get. So I bought these open ones. I don't think I have any open black ones. So I always have to use like whites or blues or whatever other colors I have. So now I have some open black ones to kind of just fit the theme. So I just grabbed a few of these. I know I'll try these ones out and I'll want more. So they'll be on my list of next year's Gen Con to grab more of them. And they come with lids. So you can, if you just have a game you play a lot and you want to reduce setup time and you have room in the box, Man, you could use these inside boxes. Everyone knows Trayz makes game inserts for a lot of Kickstarter games and stuff too. So they know what they're doing with like storage. But I know this is like most people don't care about this stuff, but for a streamer, keeping things organized on camera and stuff, like this is like gold to me. I love this stuff. And yeah, it's kind of boring and I get it and I throw it in a bag and I bring it home. It's like nothing exciting. But for me, it's part of my haul, and just to show you, like, thank you for your donations. I do spend money on things to improve your viewing experience in my mind. So that's another one of those things that nobody cares about, but I do. So
I think people do care because a lot of times in our streams,
they
people
don't know
say,
they care.
Right, people will say, where do you get those holders for your cards or your tokens or whatever?
Yeah,
so I think
since we're already at Gen Con, it just makes sense for me to buy these when I'm there and throw them in the car. I don't have to pay shipping. They're not urgent. So every year now, it's like a tradition. I'm just going to buy more of these every year. And whatever new ones they have, I'm buying them. They're like my thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that Meeple Source booth. If you're looking for them, you're watching this on a future, you're going to a future Gen Con, you want some of those, and you're going to be at the con and shipping's bad in your place, wherever you are. But in the US, I'm sure it's easier to get those because that's where the company is, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, these ones I'll do with the things.
Okay. All right. So this game I didn't know about. Supposedly it was a game that was published before. But this is Mindbug. This is like the second game being published by Ghost Galaxy. The guys doing Keyforge. I went to the booth to see if they had any new Keyforge stuff. And then they had a pile of these things and they were demoing this game. So we watched a little demo. And I was like, oh, cute. It's a 2-player card game. We will play it on stream at some point. But it's contained. They had a promo pack that no, I didn't get because we grabbed this on the last day of the con and the promo pack sold out. But it's just a Richard Garfield and like 3 other designers that don't get their name on the front of the box. But it's co-designed by Richard Garfield. It's a contained little 2-player card game. And basically, it's the original printing of this was a little lower, cheaper of a production, just came in a deck box. But this comes with like basically like, kind of the Christian Peterson FFG kind of treatment to it with like dials and, better looking cards and things and a bigger box. So basically the how I would explain this, how it was explained to us, each player starts with 2 mind bugs. And you're basically just playing cards and like battling each other and whatever. But there's these 2 mind bug cards with these guys on them. And they allow you to basically steal the other player's cards. So every time a player plays a card, you have the option of spending one of your 2 mind bugs that you get during the game to steal that card. So if Mel plays some big card and I'm like, oh, she might be trying to bait me. And I'm like, man, I don't want her to have that card. It's going to destroy me. I can say, I'll spend my mind bug and take it. But now I've used up one of my 2 mind bugs in the games. So that was just like, it's supposedly a fun, fast, quirky little 2-player card game. But I wanted to try it, right? It's Richard Garfield and like Ghost Galaxy decided they'd pick it up and publish it. They do the Keyforge thing. It's run by Christian Peterson, who's the mind behind FFG. So yeah, I'm always interested to see what they do. But they were promoting it right beside Keyforge. And I was like, okay. I did not know about this game. I had no idea it was there. So this is one of those cool games that there's always a game at Gen Con where I walk up and go, what the F is this? How come I did not hear about this in advance? So I didn't hear about this. So I would assume it's coming to retail through probably Asmodee because Ghost Galaxy is working with Asmodee for their retail channels, just like FFG used to. So it looks like it's ready for a retail release. I don't know when it's coming to retail, but they had like 1,000 copies there and people were buying them. The pile was going down. The promos sold out. They were demoing their butts off. Like their demo seats were always full every time I went by the booth. So yeah, we just wanted to grab it. So on Sunday I went by and just grabbed it. It was $25.
Yeah, we purchased that.
Yeah, so it's just, we're going to try it out. We'll see how it is. Maybe it's just like,
it looked fun.
It looked fun, but does it look fun just because it's on a demo table and it's like seeing it once, it looks fun. But then once you play it a few times after, it's like, oh, it's kind of boring after 3 games. I don't know. We're going to play it a few times. We'll find out. So stay tuned.
Yeah, it does look like a fun game. Okay, so I am super excited about this one. So this one was the one that I talked about in our pre-Gen Con. So this is Scream the game. So we purchased this game. I went to the booth. I got the pin with it, which we already showed. I should probably have held it so it wasn't a spoiler. But this game we want to play with our daughter. We want to play with our gaming group. It is 3 to something players. I can't remember exactly. So we need at least 3 people to play it. 3 to 8 victims. Sorry, not players. So yeah, we got this mainly to play with our daughter and our gaming group. But it looks like fun. I'm excited. I don't know. I'll let you know after we play it how it is.
Yeah.
But it's just like a fun little game.
Cheesy, fun,
again, I think it was like $20 US. Yeah. Our doctor's excited to try it though. Even. Oh. That's probably like to move around on the board or something. But yeah, excited for this one. Okay. So another one that was kind of on my list is the Hunt-A-Killer. Again, these are the contained, from the #1 world's.
From the world's #1 murder mystery company.
Okay. So this one, this is not one of their newer ones. This is, I guess, last year's, but these are contained mysteries in a box.
2020, this one came out.
Oh, 2020. Okay. We also got a
secret pen.
Secret invisible pen, which we will use to write secret messages to each other.
Yeah, we'll use it on our campaign logs and Frosthaven and forget what was
there. But yeah, I was excited about this. Go ahead.
No,
I know what you were going to say. No, so I was just going to say, I'm really excited about this. I don't know. I guess we can maybe, if you guys are interested in something like this, maybe we can try them on stream. Like this one is 2020, so hopefully it's not spoilers. This is easy.
And it's probably short, right?
Yeah, it's probably short, 45
to 60 minutes. So
yeah,
maybe we'll play it on stream. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
But remember the way I tell you guys in the pre-Gen Con streams, there's like that car salesman attitude there where they'll tell you anything to make a sale and they'll make you feel like their game or their demo is like the best thing ever you've ever seen. And they're always like excited about it. So that Hunt-A-Killer booth, we went there on the very last day and Mel's like, we're just going to see what was there. We already saw that Target had all the new Hunt-A-Killer games on our way down.
Yeah, I wanted to look at the prices.
So they already emailed me, here's our 2 new releases. We're promoting at Gen Con. I let Mel know and we're like on our way to Gen Con. We saw them in Target. They were like $32 and we saw them there and we're like, should we buy them? We have one at home. We haven't played it yet. We're like, let's just wait. We'll see what's at their booth. But we went to their booth. They were sold out of all their new stuff. They were sold out a bunch of those standalone ones. They were trying to sell their big subscription boxes for like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, I think it was like buy one, get one half price.
Yeah, so they had only one contained scenario left on Sunday. And this is what the car salesman scumbag Hunt-A-Killer representative told us. Yes, I'm talking to you if you're watching. I couldn't believe what I heard. Basically, they're all sold out. They're all crossed off, sold out, sold out, sold out. All their new stuff, all their old stuff, all sold out. Except for that one. They had like 20 or 30 of them on the shelf. What does this person say to us? They're like, oh, we don't have any other ones, but we do have this one. This one's our #1 bestseller. This is our #1 bestseller, this one right here. So if you're interested, this one's a great one. It's our #1 bestseller. And I went, hold on. The one that's not sold out is your #1 bestseller that we must buy? Sure, buddy. Sure. I bet. Let me just blow the dust off of it. Yeah, okay, we'll buy one, thanks.
But
it was on sale.
It was on sale.
And it was scratched out, actually was discounted too.
Yeah, because I think we bought it on the Sunday.
This is your #1 bestseller and nobody wants it? Okay, I'm feeling tricked. But anyways, yeah, this is what they do there and it's hilarious.
It was cheaper than getting them at Target, that one specifically.
Yeah,
and because I wanted them anyways, and I would like all of them. That one was only 25 versus 32 at Target. So I was like, okay, I will purchase it here for sure.
It just felt like desperation, just like, please buy our games. Yeah. I don't want to pack these up. Yeah. We'll give you a discount, please, 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 please.
And I think that's maybe why the big boxes, so the big boxes you would play over, I think you get one one little box a month for 6 months.
It's like
a subscription service. Those ones were buy one, get one 50% off because those are big boxes and I think they didn't want to take those home either.
Yeah.
But
I debated it, but we need to play
some of these first before I...
But they had one that was like class of 1999 or 98 or something like that.
Yeah.
That like was all retro themed. I was like, oh man.
I know, it looks fun.
Like, it's right here. We don't have to pay for the shipping every month or anything. Don't have to subscribe. Oh, it's just like this huge box. Look like a Too Many Bones trove chest.
Yeah, and you just open it and each one is inside.
I was interested. Maybe next year we go to the booth and do a little Sunday haggling. So Luke says class of 1999 is my favorite one we did.
Oh, dang it.
That was the one. They had a Blair Witch one too. I was like, I love Blair Witch. So I was like, oh, do we? Like, we could probably haggle a deal here, but I was like, I don't even know if I like their stuff yet. We haven't played it, so
No, so we have to play.
Year.
We have to play one of those ones first, and then decide, and then maybe we'll buy more.
That's
if we
the feeling.
them.
So Luke says definitely overpriced for something so disposable, though. But
that
it's an experience,
true. Yeah,
right?
It's an experience, and we did play one, the like cold case version. We played
like
it with
different publishers.
Different publishers. Yeah, we played that with my brother and sister-in-law.
That one was cheap,
and it was cheap. Yeah,
but it was
I think
still fun.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We just had like an evening playing it.
But it's like maybe it's a higher production. Maybe they spent more work creating them. They also have to pay for licenses on some of them, so maybe that's why. But they do seem expensive.
Yeah.
And there's tons of other companies that make those kind of things more affordable, easily available. But it is good they're making them available in big box stores. So again, bringing more gamers in the hobby, I'm behind it.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you're gonna explain this one.
So this game,
even though I'm the one who said, okay, I want this, but
yeah,
you made it happen.
You're right. Initially, when I looked at this game, I kind of like hemmed and hawed on it. I was like, it's okay. I mean, it looked fun, but it wasn't anything that I was like needing to run for.
What's
or
it called
anything.
now?
Cosmoctopus.
Oh, okay.
But in further research and watching some how to plays and kind of how this game plays, it actually looked like a lot more fun than I thought it was.
It's an engine building game, guys.
Yeah.
Once I heard engine building, I'm like, okay. It's got a cute Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I even think
Lucky Duck Games. Okay.
Stacy, I think, also demoed this or played this and said it was very good as well. So that was all before we purchased it. So
blame Stacy.
Yeah.
All right.
So then when I went to their booth to pick it up, they also had the designer there.
Harry Audubon. Or Henry Audubon, sorry. H.A.
Yeah, and he was signing copies. So when I purchased this, they were like, do you want to get it signed by the designer? I was like, yes, of course I do. So he and I chatted for a little bit about this game, and he signed it for us. So that's awesome.
Janet and Stacy
played it. Oh,
you
both played it. Okay.
And Janet destroyed Stacy.
Yes, now I'm remembering you mentioning that, yeah. And then to go with this game, we also have this little stuffy. So this stuffy, we want to thank Sarah B.
Yes, Sarah, thank you.
Sarah B, thank you so much. Sarah B got this in an event that she was in, I think on the Wednesday night or the Thursday night. And when we met up with her, she said, do you think your daughter would like this? Like, I have no use for this. And we were like, yes, which she also did love it immediately when we showed her. So thank you, Sarah B, for giving this to our daughter. She's super excited.
Thank you for our daughter who allowing us to borrow it back for this stream. And I stole it from her room. She probably doesn't even know. But yeah.
But it's so cute. We can use it maybe like as a first player marker or something in the game when we play.
Oh yeah, it's a little small.
Yeah, exactly.
Wouldn't get in the way at all.
Yeah.
But
so thank you, Sarah B, for that. And I'm excited to play this game actually after seeing a little bit more about it. At first I was kind of like, but then after seeing more
definitely one
about
of the hotter games of the con for sure, but not one that you need to run for. They had many. I'm assuming. I'm assuming these are one of the guys that ended up getting more copies in to handle the rush. But definitely we were able to walk up midday and just grab one with no lineup.
Yeah. So again, we purchased this.
But definitely I saw tons of people walking around with that in their hands on tables playing it. Is definitely one of the more popular games of the con for sure. So one that I know my fan base is so hot for and loves when we play games that have colorful, cute ponies in them. But they had this early there, the latest expansion from My Little Pony, Adventures in Equestria deck building game by Renegade Games Studios with the Collision Course expansion. That is a Transformers More Than Meets the Eye crossover expansion. Yes, I've drank too much beer, obviously. But I had to get it because the game was fun. I get My Little Pony, nostalgic connection with my daughter. Transformers is my cartoon as a kid. I loved, had all the toys for her. She did the same thing with My Little Pony. So it's funny seeing them. They have a Transformers card game, deck building game. They have a pony one. Both are solid. But for some reason, they've mixed them. And I don't even want to know what is going on here. But I remember we looked it up on stream one time. We were just looking at expansions for the pony game.
Yeah.
And I saw this and I thought it was like someone hacked their website. But I got it. I paid for this.
Yes, we paid for this.
We bought that. We bought the other one. None of these we've been given yet.
Nothing. No.
I keep forgetting.
Just the stuff. Yeah, but I've been saying it.
Yeah, we'll say if we were given whatever. But we bought this. We bought almost all the things. I literally said no to a lot of publishers and ignored a lot of publishers who wanted to meet up, show me their games, demo their games and stuff. I went to Gen Con trying to stay like not locked down and free. We only did demos we wanted to and we paid for. except for the Chip Theory Games one. That one they invited us to, and I said yes to. But most of the others, I didn't want to get more games and bring home more games. I have no shortage of games to stream. Okay, so just FYI, a lot of these things we just bought for fun, which may or may not be streamed, but looks fun.
I gotta say, of all the games that we showed so far, people seem very excited. Like, when is the stream? Stream it tonight. So people really want to see us play this. Of all the things we showed so far.
A fusion of friendship. The skies above Ponyville have opened up, and we find our heroines home hijacked by the unlikeliest of new friends and nasty foes. The Autobots and Decepticons of Cybertron. Travel around both Equestria and Cybertron to find everything you need to build a powerful deck.
Oh my God.
An optimal alliance. Whoa.
This is going to be funny.
Starscream, Rainbow Dash, and Windblade teaming up. Like, what the hell? What the hell is this? But they also just threw in this for free when you buy anything, probably on their website they do it, I don't know. But because we bought this at their booth, they just give you this for free. The Meeple Pack number 5, which of course has a mix of Transformers and ponies on them.
Yeah, very cute.
On wooden, screen printed wooden little meeples. Okay, whatever. So yeah, my copy's better than yours because I got wooden meeples. Deal with it. Yeah, transform and gallop out.
Well, since you were talking about Chip Theory.
Oh yeah, so at the Chip Theory demo, if you guys watched last year's haul stream, they hooked us up with like a plushie, coffee, coasters, all this stuff I couldn't buy at their booth because it sold out. And this year they gave us a little bag. And I have a question for you guys. I don't know why. I went to open this bag in the hotel. I accidentally ripped it. It did not come like this, but I accidentally ripped it because the game barely fits in here. But after the demo, they said, here you go. Thanks for spending the time letting us show you our new game. Here's this little gift bag, whatever. And then this gift bag, I start opening it. And I don't know what is going on here. But there's these like little roaches or something.
Yeah.
One has a sword stabbed through it. So somebody who knows is in the know of what this game is maybe, or how this is hinting at something coming from Chip Theory Games, or they're just on drugs. Why did I open this and all these little roaches fall out? I don't know. Or maybe they've been holding on to this, or this is what they think of me. They just keep our gift bags in the most dirtiest places. So yes, we have some roaches in this paper. I'm not sure. But anyways, so in here is 20 strong, a pre-release copy that's supposedly only, and thank you Chip Theory people, so this was given to me. I did not buy this, I didn't ask for this, okay, but I'm not gonna say no. But this is a pre-production copy, and they even tell you what things are gonna change. So I'll show you guys this on the stream when I play this, just so everyone's clear that, you know, but I am one of 20 people, 20 strong, receiving an early digital copy of 20 strong. Please be aware of the following things that will be changing from the digital version to our mass production copies. So there you go. So again, I did not back 20 strong. I wasn't really interested in it, to be honest. I knew I would try it later. I knew I was going to play it. But when the campaign happened, I was like, I'm not interested in a little card game. I have too many card games from other companies. I don't need one from Chip Theory. Just give me my damn Too Many Bones stuff, please. And my Cloud Spire, and my Hobblemachus, and my Burn Cycle, please. Those ginormous games I love. But this is some little card game they worked on. Supposedly it's pretty fun. People are really interested in it. But I will try it out. And hopefully I'll be so shocked and surprised and they made another cool game. Even though it's not £1,000. And it fits in this little bag. Like this little bag doesn't scream Chip Theory game to me, but yeah, I got it with of course the IPs that I would of course want to play with, the Victorum and the Too Many Bones expansions. But then it comes with the Solar Sentinels like base. So yeah, so I got an early copy of that. So I want to play that on stream with you. And I don't know what this is, but this came in here too. Tink Talk. Tanglewood's promo cards. I'm sure that's probably part of the campaign. Feeling impish. I don't know. I'm assuming this is part of like the crowdfunding campaign for this game. But again, I don't know enough about this game. I'm sorry guys. Like I'm gonna experience it like brand new. Oh, it's a Kickstarter promo? Oh, okay. Yeah, so that was just in there, and I was like, wait, is this a different game or something? Like, I don't know. I don't know a lot about this game, but I'm looking forward to trying it. But yeah, I thank you guys. Like, I didn't ask for this, but I'm one of the 20. But where's my too many bones? I'm just kidding. Thank you, but I'm still mad. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, so that's cool. But yeah, it's just a little pre-production copy. He says pretty final. Solo only game.
Oh, I was gonna ask that.
Yeah, it's a solo only game. So the base game includes Solar Sentinels, and then 1 Too Many Bones deck, 1 Hopalmox Victorium deck. And yeah, so thank you. But like, what do the roaches have to do with anything? Is one of the campaign expansions, or one of the, the add-ons, is it like themed around roaches or something? Oh, that's a promo for the next expansion? This is the promo for the next expansion? Or this is the promo? Like, what are the roaches for? Why are the roaches stabbed with swords? I've played Too Many Bones, but I don't understand. Is that like related, or is it Hoplomachus or like Solar Sentinels? Too many roaches, Kickstarter incoming? I don't know. They're being trolls, and I don't know what it is. But maybe I'll know once I open the game and start playing it. I'm like, oh, I see. There's roaches in the game.
Oh, Solar Sentinels are bugs?
Oh, Solar Sentinels are bugs. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
That makes sense. And they're for the Kafka theme expansion? Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure. But anyways, thank you to Chip Theory for that. So stay tuned. I'll try to figure that game out and play it for you guys on stream. And we can dabble with it. So it's good for some solo streams, which is kind of neat.
Nice. Okay.
So full disclosure, Mel didn't buy this game, unfortunately.
No, this game...
She was going to.
I was going to.
But somebody didn't let her.
This game was given to me by Janet. Thank you, Janet, so much. I'm so excited for this. You don't even know. I cannot even wait for this. So this is the...
It's an escape room you can play at home.
This is the advent calendar, again, that we were talking about. This is... it's
not the newest one,
Not the newest one, but that's fine.
One sold out, or they didn't have it or something.
I think they were selling out quick each day.
Yeah, but they had the 2 older ones, which doesn't matter. You can get them and play any one each year, whatever you want to do.
I do not care. But I'm so excited. So this has 24 like little mini puzzles that you need to do, and each puzzle you need to complete before you can complete the next one.
Takes 24 days to play. Man, this is like one of those big campaign games we play, right? It's going to take so long and so much time.
The other thing I was thinking about, so it may even be better that this is the older one. If this was something that we were to do on stream, Rob loves that he can hear jingle bells.
Yeah, there's jingle bells inside here. Spoilers.
If this was something that we were to play on stream, I actually like the idea of playing the older version so that it's not spoiling anything. But I don't know if this is something that you guys would want to watch stream.
I don't know how we do that.
I don't know how we would do it either.
It has to be like a daily short, like little...
But Janet was saying that you can do more than one.
Yeah, we can do it all like in one day, or do it in a couple streams.
But yeah, so super excited. Janet, thank you so much for that. So excited.
Edgar says, do note, do not shake. Stuff from rooms will shuffle.
Oh.
Well, we just ruined it.
We just broke the game. Thank you, Edgar. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. Whoop.
Now it's all not going to make sense.
I know, right? We'll be like, why is that piece there? Yeah, too late. Exactly.
Too late.
So another game that I had talked about that I really wanted to pick up
Speaking of holidays.
Yes, was Dice Throne Santa vs. Krampus. I cannot wait to play this. I mean, I don't know if we're saving it for the holiday time.
I'm not sure, but it seems like it makes sense to do that.
Yeah, but this is one that I was super excited for. I was nervous that they were going to sell out, but we got our hands on a copy.
So stay tuned for the Christmas Eve stream.
Oh my God, that would be so fun.
Or whatever. It's like perfect.
Oh, that would be so fun.
Yeah, we always like want to stream around the holidays, and we're like, there's no themed game, so we're just playing like, you know, fantasy killing orcs and things, and it's like, this doesn't feel very holiday.
Oh, Stacey's saying who will play Krampus? Of course, it will be him.
That's right.
Of course. I will be playing Santa for sure.
I'll be evil Krampus.
But yeah, I cannot wait for this. Now I'm excited for the Christmas holidays to begin so that we can do an advent calendar. We can play this.
Yeah, we have
that was one of the things
stuff.
We were talking about. We didn't have holiday games, and now we do. So excited.
Mission accomplished.
Exactly.
Although I never found the demo for that other.
I didn't either.
I don't know where that was. Again, we walked all around the dealer hall. We missed so many things we were looking for.
Yeah.
I don't know where they were. I couldn't find them. We spent a few hours on Sunday trying to catch up to some of the aisles we never went down, but I never saw. But oh well. It was only demo. So this I pre-ordered. I was able to pre-order it on the website. I know you guys were telling me all about this in 2020 and said, Rob, you need to get the print and play the campaign. Well, I waited, and now they have a full production expansion to turn Lost Ruins Arnak into a solo or co-op 2-player expansion, campaign expansion, campaign. So I went and grabbed a copy of this, and they included some little promo card here. So I have a promo saxophone. I don't know. cg.as/ar promo en01. Okay, cool. Great. But yeah, so I just threw that in the sleeve. But yeah, so I look forward to playing this on the channel. I don't know if we'll play this solo or we'll play this co-op or both. I'm not sure. But I am excited. That was a fun game. I remember having fun on stream. I remember wanting to play it more. And then I remember people saying, Rob, you can turn it into a campaign during the COVID lockdown. And I was like, I don't want to do the print and play stuff. But I waited long enough and they fully produced it. They added some stuff to the campaign. They threw in a couple leaders or whatever in here, some explorers. So there is more in here than just the campaign. Yeah. And it's fully resettable. You can play with all the stuff in here, thrown into your game, play with it right away, they told us. Or you can slowly, game by game, add in each module and play it like a 6-chapter campaign, which is nice and digestible. So it's basically like an expansion of modules. Kind of reminds me of the campaign expansion for Scythe, which is literally just a bunch of modules you can add to the game at any point, but they do a nice way of each time you play adding, introducing a new module. So it's a nice way to learn about all the expansion content. And then when you're done, you can add it in or reset it or whatever. Same goes on here. So just more cool stuff for the game. So I definitely want to explore this on stream. We'll play it. I just don't know if we'll do it co-op or solo. We'll kind of see how it fits in the schedule. But they had it there early. They flew over a bunch of copies. So I was like, okay. And they were letting us pre-order it from Canada. So that was nice. I gave the Hatchet people my 2 cents about another game. And I'll tell you about that when we get there. Yes. So Locator Gaming, or Locator as I've been wrongly saying it. Speaking of gifts from fans of the channel, fellow YouTuber, Locator Gaming, I chat with sometimes on the side, and basically we're chatting about hockey after that hockey game, which of course, Trick Shot? Yeah, I wanted to say Slap Shot, but like, how many hockey games I've played with over the years on Nintendo and Super Nintendo stuff that have all weird names. But Trick Shot, the game I was super excited about, I backed on Kickstarter for their second printing of it. Supposedly, Locator had the previous game or had minis from the original printing or something. I didn't even know this was a possibility. I didn't know anyone even knew about that game until we saw it on GameFound for the last campaign. And was chatting with me, asking me questions about it. And then one time was like, hey, you know, you obviously like hockey. You know, what are your favorite Penguin players over the years? And I was like, oh, he wants to chat sports. But like, man, ever since I've been getting full-time into tabletop gaming content creation, I don't have time to sit there and watch sports really very often. I'll tune into hockey maybe in the playoffs. But like, I'm so out of touch of sports in general. But I used to be kind of a regular thing. I'd watch like the highlights in the morning. I subscribed to the NHL service. I used to watch Penguin games all the time. We drove down to Pennsylvania a few times to watch playoff Penguins games. Yep. Back in the igloo and stuff. Yeah, like a huge Penguins fan growing up. So ever since I was a little kid, I had posters on the wall. Yeah, I loved it, but got out of touch. But I remember he asked me and I was like, I don't know. Like, why does it matter? I don't even want to know a few names. I guess if I just remember, I started thinking about the Penguins when I was a kid and I was really into hockey, and the Penguins when I was like an adult really into hockey. And I started off throwing off names, you know, like Fleury and Lemieux and Yager and Nedved and I don't know, Gonchar and all these guys. And yeah, I was like, okay, cool. And we're just chatting about it, whatever. And I forgot all about that. I get many messages all the time. I don't remember and don't spend the same mental energy remembering them. And then supposedly he messaged you and told you about it before. But just like probably the week before. Oh, okay. And it's funny because the week before I went, hey, Mel, they have the campaign for this. They're closing the pledge manager or whatever, or is opening. So like, should we modify it or add on? And then and she was like, uh-oh. But then there was nothing really to modify. It was really strict. So I was like, I'm cool. I'll just pay shipping and close it up. But I'm so excited for the game. It's supposed to be coming by the end of the year. And we ordered an extra blank set for Mel to paint up Penguins for me. Mm-hmm. And then we'll paint the other ones like Leafs or whatever. Or we got the red and blue or something. Yeah. You can like touch them up or whatever. But yeah, so I get there and Locator comes up and says, hey, Rob, I got you something. I was like, oh, okay, cool. What's this? And then I open it and I was like floored. So I was like, I like, it took a minute to process because it didn't make sense to me. Like, how do you have these?
I asked the same question.
Like, how did you get, like, did you 3D print? Did you like break into the factory or the company? But I remembered it was like a second edition or a second printing. But I'm like, I assume nobody heard about it before. Like, I never heard about it. So he painted up, and I think he streamed it or recorded it and was releasing it later.
Yes, he mentioned that he recorded it.
I haven't gone to look yet.
I haven't either, but I'm going to watch it.
But yeah, supposedly painted these up for me and put the players' names on them. I don't know how. I don't know how that looks like it was made by a machine.
I know, I told him they look fantastic.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Like, I don't know how I'm going to compete with
I'm
this.
not sure you're human, but I was blown away. So yeah, so seeing these minis make me more excited for the game too.
Yeah.
But Locator, thank you so much. Yeah, I was like trying to be no tears. But yeah, I was like, wow. So there's Lemieux, this handlebar mustache. It's funny. It reminds me of the NES like little hockey game back on the Nintendo with all the big dudes and little dudes.
So Locator says, I got the plain minis on eBay for cheap and then painted them,
Oh, you
then
sneaky
added
bastard.
water decals. Oh, they look fantastic.
That's so cool. Like the shine on the helmet and everything. Oh, so cool.
Yeah.
So there's Jaromir Jagr.
Yeah, they're so cool.
And there's Kunitz, Chris Kunitz. Sidney Crosby, fellow Canadian. East Coaster, though. Well, I guess not full East Coast, but Nova Scotia. And when I used to work for Tim Hortons, he was like brand ambassador dude. So I've seen him around the office before and stuff. He's in a lot of Tim Hortons commercials up in Canada. So he's kind of like a hometownish kind of hero for his hometown and as a Canadian.
That's so cool.
Marc-Andre Fleury, who currently, I don't know if he still does he play for the Vegas Knights still? But, you know, dropped by the Penguins, went to the Knights. But Fleury also Canadian, French Canadian. And then Chris Letang was, I believe, defenseman, if I remember correctly. But yeah, great guys. Yeah, fun. Rooting for these guys. Now I have them in my game, but I don't have the game yet. So again, this is one of those things I got where now I can't play it. Thanks, jerk face, for giving me something cool I can't even use.
You could put them on the table and just kind of pretend.
Yeah. Anyways.
Thank you. Those are so cool.
The best part about this is now we can stream that game, playing with Penguins. I don't have to wait for Mel to paint it and apologize to everyone after I show I have the game. And they're like, Rob, why haven't you played that game yet? Like, do you not like it? And it's like, no, Mel's painting it. Relax. Stop rushing her. So we don't have to wait. So, Locator, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I am very a lucky boy, Bob. I agree. I agree. I don't know what I did to deserve this stuff, but it's very kind and I appreciate it. It's crazy. I know how long it takes to paint things, and yeah, thank you. Crazy. But I'm pumped for Trick Shot. More pumped now. And nothing to do with the company.
So this is a game that's 100% a present for someone else.
New hotness.
Yeah.
New hotness.
This is a present for our niece.
Don't leave the stream now for the new hotness.
6. And loves every Uno game out there.
Yeah. So we make sure when we're at the Uno booth or the Mattel booth, we take pictures of the new Uno, the big art of the booth, and we send it back to troll her. Yeah. Like, you jelly bro that you're not here getting the new Uno game.
And I have not seen this one in stores. Mm-hmm. So
coming soon, probably. It's probably this holiday season's like release.
Exactly. So she hopefully will have this before any of her friends.
Hopefully she doesn't. Yeah. The coolest kid at
play
preschool.
it early. But yeah, this is their new hotness, I guess. What they advertising all over. Yep. So we picked this up. I did for my niece.
I do not condone buying the junk that Mattel makes. Okay, I'm not a fan. I played Uno in high school. It was clever at the time, but they make so many versions of it every year. But for her, she loves it. Little kid, getting into gaming. I think it's great. Yeah. Unfortunately, sometimes I'm forced to play these games with her.
Oh, we will have to play this with her, yeah. But I don't know how many players it actually even is. Oh, 2 to 4. Okay.
Great. But there was families that were so excited for this. There was lots of people around the booth and demoing it. And stuff.
Yeah, so it's 100% a present that we're going to take over and give to my niece when we see her next.
Minion number Q says, just swap these minis in where you don't have minis for other games. It would have been funny to have these stand in for Mel's skeletons back in Frosthaven.
Yes,
penguin?
we could have done that. Will we stream that? I mean, I don't know.
Probably not.
Probably not. I mean, eventually, if our niece would ever join us on stream, that would be funny, but
Yeah,
no, probably not.
I feel like our niche content and my passion is not mass market games. Aren't really.
Oh, you were joking. Yeah. No. I mean, it would be funny.
We could.
We would take it
guys.
100% serious and try to win.
Yeah,
but
I'll wait till we have some huge game that we get early and you guys are super excited for, and then I'll schedule a stream of that instead of playing that, and then I'll lose half our subscribers and people get pissed. But
yeah,
for the lulls, maybe we'll see. Speaking of brand new hotness, aka hashtag late to the party. So we've always wanted to try Quacks of Quedlinburg. People recommend it. I like collecting some gateway games, some family weight games for bringing to family functions. I don't just buy games only to stream. I buy games to grow the hobby, play with family at family functions, play with non-gamers, to show our family and friends who've growing their gaming collections what they might want to pull people into the hobby with. And I know this one is like a hit with new gamers and light gamers and stuff.
Yeah.
So I've always wanted to grab it, but it's usually like sold out locally and stuff. But we were on our way there, stopped in a Target, and I got some footage of like what was in stock in the Target this year. We went to a couple of them. Maybe I'll post out those later in our Gen Con kind of little footage vlogs or something, if I ever get to that. But we saw it there, it was for sale, reasonable price, and we're like, oh, we've been looking to get this. So we grabbed it. So this was technically the first game we bought in our trip to Gen Con.
Yeah, before Gen Con started.
But yeah, so it's just the basic one. I know they have expansions and there's people who use premium components and all that stuff for it. I just want to try it, and if it's fun, I'll bring it to family game night kind of thing, or at the holidays when we're with family, see if anyone likes it, and if it works, it's great. Maybe I'll give it away to one of them or something, and they can start a collection or add it to their collection. But yeah.
Yeah, people talk about this game all the time, but we have no knowledge of the game. Like, we haven't played it to be able to comment. So.
I remember that one Origins where it was like super hot and everyone was all excited for it and stuff. And I was like, I don't think it's a game for me. Yeah. But I always like to wait a little bit. And the ones that are like the evergreen games or the ones that stand the test of time that really do well for the hobby. I don't mind getting them out in my collection later and playing with new gamers and stuff and seeing them. But it's like a bag building kind of game. Oh,
Yogi says this game is awesome.
Yeah,
okay, no, yeah, we've heard that great things. Yeah.
Yeah, easy to play, addictive, and all that stuff. So we're gonna try it.
I'm excited to try it because it's one that I hear good things, and you're like, oh, I don't really know, I can't comment. But
it's like the channel. We're not all about the new hotness. We still are always on the lookout for old, classic, great games and still playing them, even though they didn't come out this year or anything like that. I'm still expanding my horizons in the hobby, trying different things and stuff, and still trying to play with new gamers. I still love that experience. It still drives me of teaching people new games and showing them new things that aren't Monopoly. And yeah, so I still get a rush out of that. So yeah.
Okay, this is our last one.
So this one on Sunday, we were kind of a toss up. Do we get up a little earlier and try the Lorcana line and see if we can get those mats or some extra starter decks or something to help us teach the game? Maybe a booster box to build more decks, whatever. And we're like, or do we get in line for the booth that seems to only have limited copies every day? A game that I talked about being kind of interested in. Supposedly it was on everyone's top 10 list, which made everyone want it at some point or another. And they only had limited copies, but they had copies every single day. You could pre-order this game and pay for it and just pick it up at a separate room if you wanted. But because we were in Canada, I tried to do that on the website and it wouldn't let me put in my Canadian address. It wouldn't let me use my Canadian credit card. And I tried, but then we talked to them at the show, and the guy said basically it's because they have Hatchet Canada that's different, so they don't take Canadian sales and blah blah blah. But you couldn't buy it through Canada and have it picked up at Gen Con. So I was kind of pissed. So I let the guy know that. But then we walked over to the booth like the first day to pick up a copy, and they were like, "Sorry, super limited. You should have pre-ordered." And I was like ready to strangle somebody. But on Sunday we decided, let's just roll into the con and now on 2 hours early maybe, and we just like walked around a little bit. Then we're like, you know what, let's go by the door and do our classic run for games that we normally only do on the first day. We're like, let's do it on Sunday,
which we've never done before,
because most hot new games, most early release games are gone by Sunday, and a lot of companies spread out product and they spread it out only Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning, but nobody ever has any stock on Sunday. This booth though, we went and talked to that same guy on Sunday, and I said, hey, it's me again. I still don't have a copy. Do you have any left? Why can't I just pick it up from you? here's my business card. And this guy was like, we only have 100 copies left. They're at the booth. They're going to be gone quick. Sorry. We're launching it later this year. It's going to be an Essen release. It'll be in stores around then. So November or whatever. And we're sorry. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. So I'm like, Mel, do we want to just try to grab this game for fun? Because we didn't do the rush on Thursday or Friday. We didn't run for any games. There wasn't anything we were super excited about. But this game, because it was 2-player co-op, which fits mainly what we do on the channel lately, I wanted it. And you guys heard us talk about this on our pre-Gen Con streams, but we actually got one of those 100 copies. We probably got copy number 10 that day.
Yeah.
Because we are pros at getting to booths and getting what we want if we put our minds to it.
Yep.
So you can't mess with us.
You just have to have a plan.
Yep.
And we get there.
So we literally laid out the floor plan. We planned a primary path to go, a secondary path to go. If we get split up,
up path.
Where do we think the line will form? Man, we went by their booth. There was a lineup across the back of the hall. Hundreds of people lined up for this game every day, and only 100 got it every day. So there were people in the line that were getting turned away who were waiting for a possibility of a copy. And that's with pre-orders. People are buying this game in advance, picking it up, no problem. People are demoing it all weekend. But the buzz got out, man. People were playing the game and then telling their friends it was awesome. People played it at Gamma that told us that they loved it and it was awesome. So yeah, we were like, all right, let's try to get it. And when I talked to the guy at Hatchet on Sunday morning, because their room was open well before the hall was open, I said, when the hell is this game coming out? Should I just buy it later? And he's like, yeah, it doesn't come out till like a few months from now. And I was like, all right, let's have some fun. Let's just for kicks, let's go try to stomp on people to go get the game. And we got it, no problem. So there's Sky Team. I was just going to give up on it. I was super salty that they wouldn't let me as a Canadian pre-order and have it picked up at Gen Con. Like, why do you need my address if I'm just picking up locally? CGE let me do it. Why won't you let me do it? Scumbags. But yeah, I still got the game. So I'm still kind of half and half. I'm salty that like how it had to happen, because I like to promote the idea of buying it in advance and picking it up, preventing the crowds, preventing the lines, preventing, you know, people being able to demo and look at things at the booth because there's giant lineups everywhere. But yeah, we'll play this on stream at some point. They also gave a little promo pack, I guess LaGuardia Airport expansion, I guess is like a promo pack for it.
Cool.
So yeah, so we got that with that there. So yeah. Yes, I basically growl at people before the rush starts. Yes. Yes.
So I think that's all the games.
Yeah, it'll be available everywhere in a few months. But it's just like, I don't go to Gen Con anymore. Like, I don't care. I know I can just buy most of the games before the con, at home, online. Being in Canada, some games don't come here, or are delayed coming here. So at Gen Con, it's kind of fun to get some of these games maybe early or get them at all that we don't normally get.
Yeah.
So we don't have Target here, right? And there's Target exclusive games. So like we're able to get those when we go to the US. Same with like the Lorcana thing. I want you guys to know we didn't go to Gen Con like for any of these games really. We go to like meet fans of the channel. We go because it's like tradition. It's a nice little vacation. It's themed around what I do for a job. It's just a fun place to be around gamers all over the place, having fun, drinking together, eating together, gaming together, passing out together, tired, complaining, sore feet, seeing all the booths, the publishers, the designers of the games we play. It's just a cool mecca of board gaming in North America. It's just fun to go to. But when you're there already, it's like sometimes you just get told that a game's really cool or whatever, and it's like you have the time to go demo it or buy it or rush for it or get up early and grab it. So that's why we do that stuff, but I don't condone that stuff, because don't set yourself up where like you're going there just for a game. Unless you have an event ticket or you're willing to get up super early and you're willing to push each other in a crowd, because it gets really like kind of, yeah, it's crowds and craziness. It's not for everybody, but we were there already. We've been going for like 10 years. It's like my 8th or 9th time there doing this. So for me, it's fun. It's part of my experience. I love getting in the crowds. I love competing, trying to get a game, trying to get a limited copy, trying to get an early copy. I think it's fun. Sometimes I play them on the channel. It's great for the channel. Sometimes I just buy them and never play them for like a year. Because like I don't care. It's like the FOMO doesn't bother me, but it's like it's just a fun thing to do when you're there. Like that Lorcana thing was not planned, but it was like, we're here. It's like a add-on, like a bonus icing on the cake, in my opinion. Like, I don't know, just that fun stuff that you experience. Like, I always say, try something new at Gen Con you ever tried. And waiting in line for a brand new CCG launch is something I've never done at Gen Con.
That's true.
But I have now. He's streaming us playing a game we bought at Gen Con. Not really a thing ever, but we did it. And yeah, it was fun. And yeah.
I have to say, just one experience that I had that was super amazing. So on Saturday, we met with majority of the group. Not everybody was there, but the majority of the group, we all kind of met up in the JW in the open gaming area. And we were kind of all just kind of hanging out there, playing different games. You know, people were in and out as they were coming and going from their events. And we all kind of just put in some money. Stacy and Kenji went and got pizza. And it just really brought back that like gaming at home with your gaming group. You know, you get snacks, you have your pizza, and you just play games together. That really brought that back for me, where we don't really do that anymore.
That was during, like, for those that are watching the channel, that was when we were doing the first casual games of Lorcana stream. And, you know, Janet's like sorting out cards, we're building decks, we're teaching people how to play. But over on the other table, Kenji's playing like Marvel United or whatever I think is what they're playing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
people were just coming and going.
Yeah, families and stuff were showing up. Dan Roberts is over at another table playing with his friends, playing his new games he bought. Yeah, it was just cool. We had like a corner of the convention area. There was people that we didn't know playing like Blood on the Clock Tower, I think it is. There's a game beside us. But this hall is just full of thousands of people playing. And it's not this area behind us. It's like a big ballroom in the JW Marriott, which I've never been to the open gaming area in there before. And because I just thought, like, I just go to the gamer hall that's right in the convention center. I don't play too many games at the con, but it was cool to see. I just was like, let's go experience it this year. Let's go over there. Let's film it. Let's see what it's like there. And it was empty the first time we went. And I was like, ooh, this is a very nice room. Decent chairs, nice tables. They had big round tables. They had big rectangle tables. They had nice thin tables for playing 2-player card games. I was like, ooh, this is a nice little room. It's away from the con, a little bit of a walk, but there's a Starbucks in that hotel just downstairs. Lots of RPG event rooms happening there, decent washrooms. And I was like, you know what? Maybe this year is our place to kind of play games instead of the gaming hall. And it eventually became a thing. And yeah, the pizza was hilarious. We're having like a pizza party in the corner. Everyone's playing games. It's like
so fun.
Yeah, it was like I regretted having the Star Wars Unlimited demo booked.
Yes, we had to leave.
We had to stop our stream. We had to get up. We had to leave everybody and go do that. And I was like, man, should I just not show? Should I cancel it? I wish I realized that it was easy to do a demo of that game at the booth or at the event area, because I probably just wouldn't have shown and done that on Sunday or something instead. That was my one regret, was not just staying in that room for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
And just keeping the party going.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun. So this goes back to my recommendation of, like, every year I book less and less events. I want to see less and less publishers. I want to, like, keep my free time open so I can do whatever I want. And because I never know who I'm going to meet or what game is going to be good or what I'm going to play or what opportunities I'm going to get there. And you can go there not scheduling any events. Don't bring any games. And you will just run. You will have not enough time to do everything you want, and you will not even realize it. And I see Sarah B in the chat. Hey, Sarah, says, where was it? Basically, the con was like too big.
Oh, there's right. Oh, no, I saw that.
Where is it?
Scroll down the tad. Right there with the arrows.
It was great seeing everyone, but Gen Con was definitely too big for me. And yeah, it is the big con. Like, if you like that atmosphere, you want publishers there, you want gaming rooms, you want a nice downtown, you know, restaurants and bars and all that stuff. Origins in Columbus, same in the Midwest, only like 2 hours away from there somewhere. I think it's like 2-ish hours, maybe it's a little more, but same roughly geographical area in the US. We've been there before. I've been there a couple times, but it's like baby Gen Con. It's still like, it's run by Gamma, a different company. It has a lot of the publishers are there, but a lot that aren't. It has events. And it has nice places to eat. Again, parking. You're in a downtown of a major city in Columbus, Ohio. But it's way more chill. It's way less attended, way less things going on. The crazy rush is not there. The dealer hall is easily much smaller. You can take your time and still be done it in like an hour. But yeah, Origins. But I just love Gen Con. We wait awkwardly for my cough candy to kick in.
No worries.
One sec. Heather, we have not been to PAX Unplugged. It's on my bucket list. I've been wanting to go ever since it was introduced. I get emails invited to go as press every year. Every year I sign up for press, and then I just don't end up going because things come up. It's a weird time to go to a convention. It's winter, so driving in like the winter, the cold, wearing my winter jacket into a convention feels weird when I can go to Origins or Gen Con and they're in the summer. And I mean, the heat in the summer is kind of annoying sometimes, but yeah, it's just like, I don't know, you can't like walk outside and there's not people having drinks in beer gardens and outdoor DJs and parties and things like that. But I know PAX Unplugged keeps growing. I know PAX run great conventions. Supposedly they're like really awesome at doing that. So the fact they have a fully board gaming focused one, I've always wanted to support that. A lot of the publishers go there. Some of the games that come out at Essen are also released there at the same time because it's around the same time of year. So you can go and get some early releases and things. And supposedly there's lots of gaming area. There's tournaments that are starting to happen there and stuff like that. So slowly it's growing and it's making more interested. But whenever it comes, I'm like, it's that time of year where I'm like, I just have so many games at home to play and we're just playing games all the time. I don't really need to go there to do that. And it's like, it's not cheap. And I only have so much money, right? I appreciate the donations. Like I do this full time. You know, Mel helps out. And it's like, I can only go to so many conventions. I mean, I could go to it. We've been to Origins and Gen Con the same year. It's a thing. It can happen. We can save for it and all that stuff. But it's just like, I think it was at that time, it's only a 3-day convention. It's the same amount of driving. But then I look and there's not that many new releases there. It's a lot smaller footprint. A lot less fans of the channel seem to go there so far. So it's like, I could just wait till Gen Con next year and see more of everything. And we're already like halfway there. So yeah, but I do want to go check it out one time because I know some people go there that don't go to Gen Con and we could meet, or
yeah,
you know, we could game more because there's less distraction and noise of new releases. And I know a lot of the games that get promoted at Gen Con are then just promoted there again. Like that's each publisher usually only has their couple big releases each year, and that's what they promote all year at every single convention they go to. So again, that also turns me off sometimes. It's like, oh, I check what all the publishers are promoting. It's like, oh, I already saw that game, or I demoed that game, or I own that game already, because it's happening at the end of the year, and it's like none of that's really new for me and exciting for me. So it's like, but I still have to go to experience it once. But it's definitely a different audience there too. I've been told by different publishers that it's more of the lighter gaming crowd, more the video gaming crowd, kind of, because it's the PAX crowd, sort of. So it's way less like hardcore gamers, is what I was told. So that's kind of a different thing too, but that's not a bad thing.
That's not a bad thing.
But yeah, it's because of like PAX and who their mailing list is and who their fan base is and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I've never been, but I would like to go. I would like to go, and I think I would probably go to a PAX U before I ever go to another Origins, if that makes sense. But yeah. Heather says, I'd love to go to a con, but I'm stuck living vicariously through you and Mel. Thanks for bringing us along through streaming. Yeah, I appreciate
no problem.
it. But yeah, cons aren't for everybody, that's for sure. But I love them. I love it. I love just, yeah, it's just like, oh, everything about the hobby's all there, and just everyone's there who loves games like we do.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy. All corners of the hobby show up in full force.
It's hard, though, to get back to the swing of life after leaving a convention.
Yeah, I agree. But again, my life, and I'm so blessed. Thank you, everybody, for allowing me to, like, playing and streaming games is my hobby, but thank you for allowing me to be my job. So for me, it's just an extension. Like there, I'm looking at researching games, demoing games, buying games. I come back, I'm researching games, demoing games, buying games, but now I have to learn them and play them and, you know, regurgitate them to you guys. So it just keeps rolling on for me. Like it just creates more of a stress for me, and right into it's like part of my work. But I understand for you, it's like a switch of gears, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And most people go there, it's a break. They live in this gaming hobby fun world, and then they're back to like sitting on a computer all day.
Yeah. Or you gotta like buy groceries again and pay bills
shopping,
and, you know,
feeding your child.
All that
so
stuff.
Horrible.
Some have to already have gone back to work. I took extra days off this year because I've learned
Yeah. So hopefully Mel will be on some streams with us in the day through like today for the next couple of days. We'll see.
Yeah.
But be gentle. We'll try to get some games played on the channel as we can that we brought. So if anyone has any questions, drop them in. We'll stream for a few more minutes. But I'm going to try to answer some of the recent ones I saw in here.
One thing, just while you're looking for your questions, one thing I would love to know is of the games that we've showed you, what are you most excited to see us play on the channel for real?
Oh, why'd you tell that? Now it's going to fly off. I'm going to look all the questions I'm looking for. Going to fly off the screen.
Oh,
Thanks,
sorry.
Mel.
No, you can say it in the comments.
Is this your first time?
You can say it in the comments later
I'm
too,
just
as
joking.
well, if you're watching later.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'm just curious of those, what you're excited to see us play for whatever reason.
It's like Christmas for gamers. Today it felt like Christmas for gamers as we're showing you all our presents.
Like opening everything up and like, oh, I got this, I got this. Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's see. Bart asks, are the two of you planning to go to Spiel/Essen? I'd love to meet you.
I mean, we would love to eventually.
I do. And I think that year we'd probably have to skip Gen Con and PAX and Origins and all that stuff.
Yeah, we'd have to fly.
Save up just for that, because going from Canada, flying across the globe, but that is on my bucket list. Yeah. I must do that. Hopefully within the next 5 years, I would hope. But yeah, I would love to go there.
Yeah, we'd love to, yes.
I'd love to go to UK Games Expo too. That's also on my list to try out, and that I see keeps growing. So yeah, that'd be fun. I probably should do UK Games Expo first. Probably be a little tiny bit more affordable because it's smaller, but maybe not. I don't know. I'll look into it. But yeah. We'll see.
It's obviously easier for us to go to conventions we can drive to.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, when you fly, it's like now I got to ship all the games back to me, and if publishers are giving me like, you know, press copies and things, I got to say like,
Yeah, we wouldn't have the same kind of haul.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
it's more about the experience to me there. Alex asked, "Did you check out the War of the Ring card game expansion?" No, we didn't. Let's see. Maybe later. David says, I assume there was no mention of anything like Eldritch Horror 2nd Edition or Arkham Horror 3rd expansions. Not that I know of, but I wasn't really paying attention to that stuff. I know they announced a new set for Arkham Horror LCG, but I didn't see FFG show off any of that stuff, demo any of that stuff. They don't do that kind of stuff there anymore. Remember, they're owned by Asmodee, so it's like it's all different how they treat the convention. They were all about Star Wars Unlimited. They were all wearing shirts. That's all they were promoting. That's all the FFG focus was.
Oh, and then here's some of the games people want to see. So Cosmoctopus.
For real, that octopus game.
Yeah.
Cute octopus game. Minion says, I generally prefer the heavier games, so would love to see a new Uno game you got. Oh, okay.
Okay.
That might take a couple weeks to master and learn that game and really get the rules down, so it might take a while for that one.
Sky Team, yeah.
Sky Team, yeah.
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, the ones I'm most excited about to crack open and learn is Sky Team, relearning Arnak to play the campaign, and more Lorcana, as that was the only game I basically played since I got back, and dabbled with 20 strong. Now that I have an early copy, I'm like, ooh, I want to see what this is about. But I don't know. That's all that's really coming to mind.
For me, I think it's
at the top, but obviously I wouldn't have grabbed any of that stuff unless I was interested.
For me, I'm really excited for Sky Team, Dice Throne, but I can wait. I can wait until later on that one. Cosmoctopus, yeah. My Little Pony, that'll be funny.
See, Mitch says 52 card pickup would be fun to watch, especially with the guaranteed rant.
I know, right?
Oh man.
Should we sleeve it though first or no? Do you think you sleeve the 52 cards?
David says, definitely want to see you play some 20 strong. Only watch the CTG team do it.
Okay.
Yeah. You want it without that filter. You want it without that fanboy filter on, don't you?
No Unbreakable when we got home. No.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Sakabra, no. Because again, we have, the Dice Towers are the reason why we're waiting. He said they replied to my email saying they were waiting on Dice Towers and should ship it this week. Oh, okay. Hopefully they're not pulling your leg. Yeah, I don't know where these Dice Towers are, where they're coming from, or why they weren't there with everything else, but that sucks. Like, I remember adding on all that extra stuff. Should we buy playmats? I remember looking at the pledge manager and like, yeah, let's add another thing. Let's add another thing. 500 Canadian dollars later after shipping, I was like, what did I do? I made a mistake. And I did make a mistake. I didn't listen to my own, although I have played Too Many Bones. I love it. So obviously that's what I'm going to buy most of the stuff for it. But when I backed that pledge, I regret not just backing the base stuff. Because if I just did that gameplay only pledge like I said I wanted to do and didn't buy the extra fluff, I would have had my game already. So yeah, so there you go. So sometimes spending more money is not beneficial because you'll be the last person to get it on Kickstarter. The more money you spend on a pledge through the way they ship and distribute stuff through Kickstarters means you're last to get it. That's usually the way that works because it's harder to assemble your order. So they usually just get out the base orders first. So that's why I usually just buy the base game only and it's less shipping and I have the chance of getting it before anyone else. So yeah, it sucks. Without the fanboy filter, I would have to change channels. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, not the employees for the company and not a fanboy. But yeah, but I do love their stuff. So yes, I am kind of a fanboy, but. C. Mitch says, how difficult is it for us in the States to mail stuff to you? We've done it before with people, but I try to get away from it because it's expensive. Because of the stupid Canada and American whatever agreements on business and shipping and stuff. We always, even though we might get charged like extra to ship us something, even if you pay extra, we always get charged when it shows up here. For some reason, we'll get charged customs, duties, all this kind of stuff. Even like UPS, FedEx, Canada Post, all these kind of things, they end up showing up and they want to, for handling the custom stuff, they always like tack on a $30 fee also. So sometimes we've been sent stuff and we do appreciate it. I'm not like complaining. It's nice when like fans send us things sometimes, but sometimes I even pay to have someone on the in our community grab something and ship it to us. And I'll pay for the game, I'll pay for the shipping, and then it shows up and I have an extra like $50 or $80 fee on it. Even when we got free stuff, you know, from fans of the channel, it shows up and I'm like, cool. And then the guy at the door is like, yeah, you're going to need to give us like, you know, $50 right now, swipe your card or else we take it away. And then you have to deal with trying to get it out of customs later and stuff. So it's like kind of this scummy thing that happens. And I don't know why. But somehow when businesses send us stuff from the US, it usually avoids all that.
I think because they have accounts and stuff.
Yeah, they have accounts and they cover that stuff. But when just a person, plain old person, takes something to FedEx, UPS, USPS, whatever, DHL, whatever it is, and you ship us something to Canada, there's like extra fees on your end, extra fees on our end. It ends up being more than the actual thing that's being shipped. So it's like, it's kind of a pain in the butt. So we just kind of stopped kind of doing it. But yeah, so it's kind of a pain in the butt. Canada sounds like a giant scam. Yeah. And Han says, what if I drive into Canada and ship it there? No problem. That's all.
Yeah, that works. No problem.
That's easy. You just, you know, come in, you go to a Canada Post or whatever, and they'll help you package it, ship it, whatever. It's reasonably priced usually. Still expensive to ship things because Canada is very big. But yeah. I don't know what pirate ship is. Oh, are you joking?
Oh, probably joking. I don't know though.
Is pirate ship really? That's a clever shipping thing. But yeah, I do have a service actually that I've used before, but still costs money. Where I've had board game publishers tell me they would love to ship me a press copy, and then I tell them I'm in Canada, and they go, "Ooh, we don't ship to Canada. Do you have a U.S. address?" Like, yeah, I just have my second vacation home in the U.S. I'm rolling in dough over here. Let me just call down to my butler at my Hollywood home, and I'll get you the address. No, but there are services to handle this kind of junk that are all near the border, and I did set up an account with one of them, and they don't charge me monthly or anything. But when I do pick something up, they will actually pick it up, and then they fill up a truck, and then they bring it to basically an hour away from my house. I have to drive towards Toronto, go to some warehouse, and then I pick it up and I pay for the service there. So I've done that before. I think we used that one for I think I used that one for like Oh, maybe Role Player Adventures.
Was it like Sleeping Gods?
Sleeping Gods, maybe I used that service for that one, I think. I remember the publisher's like, yeah, we'll send you whatever. We love your channel. And then I'm like, oh, here's my address. And they're like, sorry, bro. I'm like, no, no, no. Okay, I have an account. I'll use it. And it probably cost me like $40 or something to get this thing. It wasn't very quick, but it was convenient for sure. Other than I had to drive an hour one way and an hour back with it, which is kind of a pain in the butt too. So I guess the gas prices on that too and the time. But yes, it's annoying sometimes to get stuff from the US to Canada.
It's so annoying that we've even had publishers find a game store near us.
I've had that, yeah.
And then send it through them.
Yep. I've had that before where literally I asked for a review copy of a game and they're like, you know what? It's actually cheaper in a store local to you. I'm going to just place an order there for you and you can pick it up. Or you place an order and I'll send you the funds.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, okay, sure. Like, I understand. It's like all these shipping companies are trying to ding and get extra fees and stuff. And it's nuts. And like on top of the money you pay to ship the game to us, they're trying to ding us here for fees of like them handling the customs paperwork and fees and convenience fees and all this. Yeah, it's a mess. And it's like, it's FedEx does it, UPS does it, Pure Later, they all do it. It's annoying. It's annoying. But yeah. yeah. But yeah. Yeah. Yogi says Rob parks next to another car and they put an unmarked box in his passenger seat. Yeah. That's why going to Gen Con or Origins or these US conventions is cool, because we see all these publishers down there that maybe don't even have their stuff in retail up here. So it's cool to go to these booths of publishers that like aren't common up here, or like we can grab stuff, put it in our car and we don't have to worry.
Exactly.
And it's just on the trip with us and we don't have to pay the extra fees and all that stuff. So that's kind of cool too. All right. Any other questions? I think we're good. So we are streaming tonight again. We're playing Witcher with Kyle. That's happening in 4.5-ish hours. So we're going to check out of this, grab some food. I'm going to set up the studio for Kyle coming over. We're going to reread the Witcher rules, grab the expansion content, slide some of it in there. So if you're interested in seeing the Witcher Old World, some more playthroughs on the channel. We've already done one. You can go watch that while you're waiting for this one. It's in a playlist on the channel. If you're interested in Gen Con at all, I guess we'll have some more Gen Con coverage probably next year. We'll see. No promises. Maybe that's the year we switch to Essen or something. I don't even know. Who knows how this next year is going to be? Because it's all up to you guys. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you'd like to donate to the channel, links are in the video description. You can hit the join button, drop a super chat, drop a super thanks. All that stuff goes into the channel, like going to conventions, okay, buying equipment, buying games, all that stuff gets invested in the channel, allows us to keep doing this. So thank you for sending us to Gen Con. I appreciate it. So yeah, we'll see. We'll kind of figure out what next year's plans are. But I talked to Mel. This Gen Con maybe was the first one where I was like, maybe I don't need to go next year. Because it was so busy, so crazy, so different that maybe it's time to check out another convention and take a year off. I don't know. Probably not though. Because I know FFGs are going to announce like Star Wars Unlimited is going to be there and I'm going to be there wanting that, or some other hot, crazy thing, or I don't know. Or it's just fun and we just do it every year. So it just seems like normal to do it. But yeah, or maybe we do PAX or maybe UK Games Expo. I don't know. We'll see. No promises. But if you're interested about Gen Con and you're watching this and you're like, I want to go next year. We did do a series of planning videos last year and this year. You can check out those streams. Lots of good info in there that'll still apply for years to come. You'll find that in the video description, in the playlist links that I've included down there. And you can watch our streams where we talk about Gen Con, planning Gen Con, the event system, badges, hotels, all that stuff, and our experiences at Gen Con. It's all in a playlist down below if you're looking for that stuff. If you appreciate this Gen Con coverage, hit that like button. It does help other people find the channel and find the videos. Helps with the YouTube algorithm. Much appreciated. But yeah. Oh yeah, how many days left? How many days left?
Is there already a countdown for next year?
I don't know. No, the countdown ran out and it just says game on.
Oh,
But
I gotta wait till everybody gets home.
Yeah. So the countdown will come back. But I don't know, what is it? 358? Is it? No. Is it
I mean, that could be
350? Stacey's
right,
saying
yeah.
358, yeah.
That could be right.
So we'll be back in 358 days with more Gen Con streams. Stay by your computer and wait. No, I'm just kidding. Oh yeah, I did have some pictures. So here's our hall at the hotel. The final. I'm supposed to show this at the end of the hall.
Oh, okay.
Not
yeah.
before though.
I guess this is also easy for people to see if they want to tell us what one they're most excited for.
Although the Disney Lorcana stuff, see that little card box under the advent calendar? It's an 800 plus card storage box. In there are our Lorcana decks, singles, all that stuff are all, and our promos are all in that white little box holding up the advent calendar game. So that's the only thing. Oh, some of the promos are on the table.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh yeah, we opened all that stuff and threw away all the packaging. So again, the most money we spent was on Lorcana, and it's not even really in the picture. But that's the thing. And there's the picture that's behind us on that other shot, which I thought was so cool. I didn't take many pictures, more video than pictures, but I haven't offloaded the video yet off my camera. Maybe we'll show that in a future video. Stay tuned. Maybe that's the next Gen Con coverage, is a little video of the random footage I got. But yeah, let's see if we can find anyone we know from the channel. Let's play Where's Waldo?
We don't even know if anyone is there.
So there's the Ghost Galaxy tournament area. You see the Keyforge signs. There's the gaming library, all those tables that are back behind the white little fence there. And there, I don't remember which day this was.
This was on...
Probably Saturday night.
I feel
for
like
the Sunday morning wait. So back there by that men's washroom.
I feel like this was actually Friday.
Oh, it's the organized line. So there's the crazy turnstiles area where the Lorcana line starts and goes through that back door to the Ravensburger booth, which is in this area. But this is the roped off line that ended up going all the way through the convention center, all the way outside every single day. People started waiting at like middle of the night. But yeah, I just wanted to show the lineup. There's already like 4 or 5 people waiting at like 6 p.m.
Yeah.
for being able to possibly purchase stuff the next day at like 10-ish a.m. Crazy. Crazy. But this is like an empty area, and this is like at night, kind of what it looks like once the exhibit hall is closed up and people are off doing things. But yeah, I just thought I'd show that. Yeah. So basically the Disney Lorcana line went through the hall. Everyone like busy walking by it. You're just kind of looking. It's like looking at animals in a zoo. They're all just like behind the line, like sitting there exhausted, waiting for their product. And you're like crazy. Some people are playing it in line, which is funny. So they're there for like more cards. But yeah, it was cool. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, I just looked over and was like, oh yeah, I have pictures. I forgot about that. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Thanks everyone we met there. Thanks for the gifts. Thanks for spending time with us. Thanks for making another Gen Con awesome and fun and crazy in many different ways. So yeah, more games, streams come on the channel. That's normally what we do here. If you're new here and you're like, you watch only our Gen Con coverage, which we learn. Every year at Gen Con, we meet people that I'm like, oh, what game do you watch on our channel? We're like, oh, we just love your Gen Con coverage.
Aww. I'm
like, oh, I thought that was really only for our community we do that coverage for. But no, there's people who come here just for this and don't watch us play games all year. So normally we live stream playthroughs of games, teach them, play them, rant about them on stream, good or bad. So yeah, unfiltered. I'm not paid by publishers to play games. I may take press copies sometimes, but we usually buy our games. We're just gamers like you guys playing games on stream, building a community, having fun, simulating game night at your local game store, but doing it over the internet. We appreciate everyone hanging out in chat. We appreciate you watching later. We appreciate whoever's slapping that little heart thing in the chat. I see that.
I love that people do that at the end of every stream.
Stop trying to distract me while I'm trying to get out of here. But I do appreciate it. And yeah, thank you for everything. Super fun. It's crazy. It flew by so fast.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now we got to start planning for next year. But yeah, we'll be streaming games like crazy, hopefully over the next many months until convention season next year. So we got games to play. We got a backlog to play before we went to the convention. We got a even bigger backlog now to play of games we just got. We have a crowdfunding game that we have a prototype for that I rarely do. So special occasion, crowdfunding campaign coming up soon that we will be playing some live stuff for you on channel. Helping promote that, not being paid. We just really like the publisher and the games they make. So stay tuned. So lots of cool stuff coming up. We got, which I'm going to steal now, was mentioned in the comments of a video recently in Halloween, or in October. We like focusing on horror themed board games and card games and campaign games and stuff. That will be no different. We'll try to do that again this year. But someone said they hope we play more Elder Sign, the Streets of Arkham expansion, in our yearly Arktober.
Oh, okay.
I was like, Arktober? I mean, we do play a lot of Arkham themed games during that time.
We do.
But maybe we coin that as Arktober at Rob's Gaming Table. But I thought it was hilarious.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so lots of that stuff coming up. Many games. Come and hang out. Hit the subscribe button. Join us for that. Thank you for the donations. Thanks for keeping us going. We appreciate it all. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.